Chapter 337. A Dire Beast? Su Chen slowly narrowed his eyes. A level 5 zombie that could collude with the Golden Hawk gang was most likely Do Wuji from China City. He had already guessed this. Do Wuji had a dire beast, so he suspected that the tiger demon in front of him was a dire beast. Tiger demon, kill him, and I will give you more humans as food. Do Wuji pointed at Su Chen and roared. The dire beast's big eyes rolled around, as if it was extremely excited. Roar! With a roar, it leaped towards Su Chen. Its speed was as fast as lightning, and coupled with the strong pressure it exuded, there was no doubt that it was a dire beast comparable to a level 5 evolver. Feeling a foul stench coming toward him, Su Chen snorted coldly and swept out with his saber. After a burst of white light gathered on the saber, a white torrent swept forward. The white torrent contained an icy chill, and at this moment, the surrounding air seemed to be frozen solid. In the next moment, the white torrent and the dire beast collided. The dire beast's movements slowed, and its body was quickly covered with a layer of frost, which grew thicker and thicker. In the blink of an eye, its body was submerged, and it became a huge ice sculpture. Bang! The frozen dire beast lost its ability to move and fell heavily at Su Chen's feet. What level of icebound technique is this? Do Wuji's heart was like dead ashes, and this was the only thought in his mind. Su Chen's strength had left an indelible mark in his heart. He knew that in front of Su Chen, any means were child's play. It was impossible for him to escape with his life today. Although the dire beast was frozen, it was still a level 5 dire beast, and it would not sit still and wait for death. At this moment, it was desperately struggling to break through the ice. Su Chen glanced coldly and reached out to grab one of the dire beast's forelimbs. Then, he used the 100 times strength technique and easily lifted it up, then slammed it on the ground. An earth-shattering boom resounded. The ferocious beast came into close contact with the ground, causing the ground to tremble as if there was an earthquake. After this heavy impact, the ice on the beast's body shattered and fell off. However, it was smashed until it was dizzy and saw stars. Just as he was feeling a little confused, he felt his body lighten, and he flew into the air again. Then, there was another heavy impact, and half of the bones in his body were shattered. Woo-woo! The ferocious beast howled in pain. At this moment, its heart was crumbling. Being smashed here and there like this, sooner or later he would become a pile of minced meat. Su Chen didn't care about any of this. He picked up the beast and smashed it. The more he smashed it, the more energetic he became. Bang, bang, bang. The sound of collisions continued to ring out. When Do Wuji saw this, he swallowed a mouthful of saliva and slumped weakly onto the ground. The scene in front of him made him feel inconceivable. A level 5 vicious beast that weighed tens of thousands of pounds was being held in the hands of a human like a dead dog and was being smashed here and there. Was this even something a human could do? Who could be his opponent? Boom! With the last sound of collisions, the dire beast had become a pile of minced meat. It couldn't be more dead. At the same time, 10 colorful beams of light shone from its corpse. 10 fragments. Su Chen's mouth twitched slightly, then he retracted his gaze and slowly walked towards Do Wuji. There were still a large number of zombies charging towards him, but they were all smashed into nothingness by him. Chapter 338. Wu Yang and the others were also killing zombies with the help of the intelligent war chariot. In the blink of an eye, thousands of zombies had been slaughtered. Su Chen walked to Do Wuji and was about to kill him. Do Wuji begged for mercy, "Senior, please spare my life. I'm a subordinate of the Black Cloud Emperor." If he wanted to live, he had to bring out someone powerful. As for the Heian Emperor, in his opinion, he could make Su Chen somewhat wary. Su Chen rubbed his nose and said, "The Black Cloud Emperor is also a zombie?" He would definitely kill Do Wuji, but before that, it would be good to ask for some useful information. Do Wuji hurriedly replied, "The Black Cloud Emperor is not a zombie. He's from the Undead Clan." Undead Clan? Su Chen raised his eyebrows. The undead clan was one of the 5 super clans. He had encountered them twice in the Huanglin district, but he did not expect to see them in the Yulin district. Moreover, it sounded like the Black Cloud Emperor's power was not small. What's the Black Cloud Emperor's cultivation? How many zombies does he control? Su Chen asked in a deep voice. He's a level 6 evolver. All the zombies in the Yulin district are under his control. There are millions of them. Do Wuji replied truthfully. Hiss. Hearing this, Su Chen gasped. The Black Cloud Emperor's strength was something he did not expect. Then why doesn't he rule Qinyu Island? Su Chen was puzzled. Logically speaking, a level 6 evolver with millions of zombies should be enough to sweep the entire Qinyu Island. However, the Yulin district's strength was mixed, and the various forces seemed to be in a state of confrontation. This was something he could not figure out. Because there are 4 other forces that are on par with the Black Cloud Emperor. They are evenly matched, and no one can do anything to the other. Do Wuji explained. There are 4 other forces? Su Chen asked anxiously. Before he came, he thought that the strongest forces in the Yulin district were the Hidden Fog Sect, Lion's Gate, and Tongtian City. But as he slowly came into contact with Yulin, he realized that Yulin was not as simple as it seemed on the surface. Great forces like the Hidden Fog Sect were just small fries. There's also the Qilin Mountain, the Forgotten Valley, the Tianqi Mountain, and the Kongdong Mountain Range. Do Wuji replied honestly. Su Chen knew the first 3, but he had never heard of the Kongtong Mountain Range. He asked, what kind of power is the Kongtong Mountain Range? The Kongtong Mountain Range is the world of mutated beasts. Their leader is a level 6 bloodthirsty demon wolf. Level 6 mutated beast? Su Chen's brows furrowed slightly as he continued to ask, in that case, the 3 major forces of Qilin Mountain also have level 6 existences? Yes. Do Wuwei nodded. Su Chen was a little puzzled. According to his understanding, the 3 great powers of the Qilin Mountain should belong to the human race. However, how could there be a level 6 existence among the humans? Are Qilin Mountain, Forgotten Sorrow Valley, and Tianqi Mountain human forces? Su Chen decided to confirm. No. Do Wuwei shook his head. No. Do Wuwei shook his head and said, the Qilin Mountain is supported by the Imperial Beast Tribe. The Forgotten Sorrow Valley should belong to the Dharma race. The Tianqi Mountain has a strong fighter from the Flying Feather race. Su Chen was secretly shocked. He did not expect the 5 super forces of the Yulin district to be controlled by the mutated races. And the humans seemed to be their subordinate forces. Moreover, the Dharma race existed among them. The Dharma race was proficient in spells and was also one of the 5 super forces. In addition to the undead race, there were actually 2 super forces in the Yulin district. And since the Imperial Beast Tribe and the Flying Feather race were able to compete with these 2 super forces, they should not be too weak. Chapter 339. Senior, I've said everything I need to say. Can you spare my life? Do Wuming asked weakly. Su Chen rubbed his nose. You're a level 5 zombie. If I don't kill you, I won't be able to get fragments. The higher the zombie's level, the higher the chance of getting fragments. Level 5 zombies had a 100% chance of dropping fragments. Fragments? What do you mean? Do Wuming was still in a daze when Su Chen punched him in the head. The moment he fell, 2 orange fragments appeared on his body. On the other side, Wu Yang and the others were still hunting zombies. However, there were not many zombies left. Su Chen did not help them and started picking up fragments instead. The first thing he picked up were the 2 orange fragments that were close to him. Picked up, Super Ancient Devouring Gorilla Mosquito, Fragment X1, 210. Fragments are not full and cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. Su Chen had high expectations for this mosquito. He did not choose to exchange it and went to grab the second fragment. The second fragment was also the Super Ancient Devouring Gorilla Mosquito. Su Chen sighed and squinted his eyes as he looked around. Soon, hundreds of fragments appeared in his vision. Moreover, he realized that there were more than 30 orange fragments. This situation had never happened before. Can I collect all of the super ancient devouring gorilla mosquito? Su Chen was tempted. Then, he continued to pick up fragments. An hour later, all the fragments had been collected. Su Chen got his wish and collected all of the super ancient devouring gorilla mosquito, and exchanged it. What appeared in his hand was a mosquito the size of a thumb that was shining with golden light. Other than its body being bigger, it was no different from a normal mosquito. The feedback he received was that the super ancient devouring gorilla mosquito was an insect beast that evolved by absorbing the blood of mutated beasts. At first, it was just a normal mosquito with no attack power. Even a normal person could kill it. However, after absorbing the blood of a level 1 mutated beast, it would evolve into a level 1 insect beast and its combat power would soar. The higher the level of the mutated beast it absorbed, the higher its level. Of course, there was a gradual process in between. Under normal circumstances, it could only absorb level 1 mutated beasts. He would only be able to absorb level 2 mutated beasts after reaching level 1. He would not be able to absorb mutated beasts that were one level higher than him. If it was too high, not only would he not be able to complete the upgrade, he might even die from overeating. Not bad. Looking at the golden mosquito in his hand, Su Chen nodded slightly. In this world, there were many mutant beasts. With him as its master, the super ancient devouring adamantine mosquito did not have to worry about not having enough mutated beasts to devour. In this way, he could quickly increase his strength. He might even reach level 5 very soon, or even level 6. After reaching level 6, Su Chen had gained another powerful fighter. Without a doubt, his strength had increased by a large margin. Later, he put the super ancient devouring Vidra mosquito into the pet breeding space and returned to the intelligent war chariot. Wu Yang and the others were still digging for energy stones. Su Chen had nothing to do, so he looked at the central control screen. There were no red or black dots on the central control screen. Instead, a large number of blue dots appeared, numbering in the tens of thousands. The location was not in the city, but in a plain. This piqued Su Chen's interest. He originally wanted to go to Jaina City, and this human gathering place happened to be on his way. He wanted to go over and see what was going on. Chapter 340. When Wu Yang and the others finished digging up the energy stones and returned to the car, Su Chen let the intelligent chariot go to the place where the humans were gathered. An hour later, a large number of humans appeared in front of the intelligent chariot. Some shouting could be heard faintly. Newly unearthed 10-year-old ginseng, cheap price, only 10 ordinary energy stones. 1 complete level 2 fire fox fur, can be used to make defensive armor, can resist the attacks of level 2 evolvers and spellcasters, affordable price, only 15 energy stones. Tong, an arms shop, produces all kinds of weapons, killing zombies is as easy as pie, definitely worth it, don't miss it. Is this a market? Su Chen was a little confused. He had been in the apocalypse for more than a year, and he had never seen so many big markets. Moreover, with so many people gathered together and defenseless, were they not afraid of being attacked by zombies? Su Chen, this seems to be a market selling things, should we go down and take a look? Wu Yang suggested. Places like markets were very rare. Not only Wu Yang was interested, but the others also gathered around Su Chen. Obviously, they all wanted to go down and take a look. Since everyone is interested, let's go down and take a look. Su Chen also did not want to miss this opportunity. In addition, he also wanted to know why this market dared to be opened so openly. Great! Yang Hao and the others were suddenly excited. Su Chen left the 3 mutant wolves and the mechanical soldier in the car and led the others out one after another. As soon as they entered the market, a skinny middle-aged man enthusiastically greeted Su Chen and the others. Friends, I have fresh 5 sun fruits, 1 ordinary energy stone for 1. They taste very delicious. He saw that Su Chen and the others were dressed well and drove a very beautiful MCV, so he assumed that Su Chen and the others were rich, which was why he was so enthusiastic. Su Chen's planting dimension had many kinds of fruits, most of which were fruits from his previous life. As for the fruits in this world, he had never seen or eaten any of them, so he wanted to try them. Give me 20 first. Su Chen took out 10 energy stones and placed them in the skinny man's hand. The skinny man beamed with joy and hurriedly picked 25 sun fruits that looked pretty good. Have a taste. Su Chen paid attention to them one by one. He also took one and examined it in front of him. The 5 sun fruit was the size of an adult's fist. It was green in color and emitted a faint fruity fragrance. Su Chen took a bite and felt that the taste was not bad. It was sweet and delicious, and there was a lot of juice. It was similar to the pears in his previous life. How do you feel about the taste? After eating a 5 sun fruit, Su Chen asked the others. It's delicious. It's too sweet, Sure Dania mumbled. Tan Lin and the others nodded in agreement. Su Chen turned to the skinny man. Boss, how many 5 sun fruits do you have? I'll take care of everything. Everything? The skinny man was stunned for a moment, then became ecstatic. He had a total of 305 sun fruits. If he sold all of them, he would make at least 50 energy stones. It was definitely a huge fortune for him, 300 in total. If you want all of them, just give me 140 energy stones, the skinny man said with a smile. As if he was afraid that Su Chen would go back on his word, he took the initiative to lower the price. However, even if he only earned 40 energy stones, he would be satisfied. No need. I'll give you as much as you want. Su Chen directly took out 150 energy stones. He was not interested in such a small amount of energy stones at all. In addition, the reason why he wanted to buy all of them was that he had something to ask the skinny man. Chapter 341. The skinny man knew that he met a tycoon. He didn't stand on ceremony with Su Chen and happily accepted the energy stone. Su Chen kept the 5 sun fruit in his storage bag and asked, Boss, can I ask what's the name of this market? Tiansong Plain Market. The skinny man's mind was on the energy stone in his hand as he replied casually. Is this market organized by you or by some powerful forces? Su Chen continued to ask. Of course it's established by a powerful force. If we didn't have the support of a powerful force, we would have been wiped out a long time ago. The skinny man raised his head and looked at Su Chen as he said, You're not a local, right? I came from Huanglin district. Su Chen nodded. I see. The skinny man realized. He had heard of Huanglin district before. It was rumored that it was a barren place and couldn't be compared to Yulin district. It was rare to see someone like Su Chen who came from Huanglin district and was generous. Which force established this place? Su Chen asked again. This place is under the influence of Lion's Gate. The skinny man said bluntly. Lion's Gate was in Yulin district and was one of the 3 major forces on the surface. The one who supported it was Tianqi Mountain. Tianqi Mountain was guarded by the Flying Feather race. This meant that this place was under the influence of the Flying Feather race. Su Chen asked calmly, I heard that there's a Jaina city nearby. There are tens of thousands of zombies there. Aren't you worried that they will suddenly attack? The skinny man smiled. All the major forces in Yulin district have their own territories. They have already reached an agreement that they can't kill each other. If they violate the agreement, they will be attacked by the other forces. After understanding what was going on, Su Chen said goodbye to the skinny man and went to other parts of the market with the others. Chen-gu, we want to go to other places. After walking around the market for a while, Yang Hao came to Su Chen's side and said. When he thought about how they wouldn't encounter any danger here, Su Chen agreed. At the same time, he took out a large number of energy stones and distributed them, allowing them to buy whatever they wanted. Thank you, Chen-gu. Yang Hao and the others were overjoyed and ran away. Sure Duo didn't want to be a third wheel, so she left with them. Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian looked at each other and walked towards a weapon shop together. Su Chen led Tan Lin and Yang Qian, the two beauties, to block the road. The three of them chatted and laughed as they walked through the market. When they passed by a street stall, Su Chen stopped. This was a stall selling medicinal herbs. There was a coarse cloth on the ground, and many types of medicinal herbs were placed on it. These herbs were usually used to refine pills or heal injuries. Originally, Su Chen didn't even think much of it. However, he faintly sensed a weak mental power fluctuation from the medicinal herbs. There were very few medicinal herbs that could produce mental power, and they were not ordinary. Su Chen released his mental power and quickly found the source of this mental power. It came from a very inconspicuous brown leaf. "Boss, what kind of leaf is this?" Su Chen held the leaf in his hand and looked at it before asking the stall owner. The stall owner was an old man in his 70s. He blinked and said, "This fell from an unknown plant." Su Chen nodded and sent the leaf into the planting space. He contacted the longevity fruit tree. "Xiao Shou, do you know the origin of this leaf?" The longevity fruit tree looked at it for a while and suddenly said excitedly, "Master, this is the leaf of the essence fruit tree." Chapter 342. Su Chen asked anxiously, "Boss, where's that plant?" The essence fruit tree was one of the sacred items of the monster plant clan. The fruits it bore could increase one's spiritual power. Its value was not below that of the longevity fruit tree. Su Chen had long coveted it. It was an opportunity for him to know the whereabouts of the essence fruit tree. He would not miss it. "Someone bought it," the stall owner said casually. He did not know what the essence fruit tree was. He only sold it as an unknown herb, so he did not pay much attention to it. Who bought it? Su Chen was a little anxious. The essence fruit tree was too important to him. Although his three main professions were all at level 4, they were the weakest compared to the spiritual psychic master and evolver. If he did not seize the time to level up, he might become useless in the end. This was something he did not want to see. Too many people bought my stuff. Who would remember? The stall owner shook his head. Actually, he had some recollection of it. However, Su Chen did not buy his stuff. Why should he tell him? Think about it again. Su Chen took out a handful of energy stones and stuffed them into the stall owner's hands. Looking at the sparkling energy stones in his hands, the stall owner's eyes widened. He smiled and said, "I remember now. I think it was bought by the Jade Forest shop in Sky Connect City." "How long have they been gone?" Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. If the people from the Jade Forest shop had not been gone for long, he could have snatched the essence fruit tree back. They'd been gone for half a day. "They should be back in Sky Connect City by now," the stall owner replied after thinking for a while. Su Chen's expression darkened. He nodded and left with Tan Lin and the other two girls. Since the people from the Jade Forest shop had left for so long, it was too late to chase after them now. However, he had planned to go to Sky Connect City anyway. As long as he knew who the buyer was, he would get the essence fruit tree no matter what. "Su Chen, is that plant very important to you?" Tan Lin asked curiously. He had never seen Su Chen care so much about something. "Very important," Su Chen replied. "Then let's go to Heaven Connect City now," Tan Lin suggested. "There's no rush. It's not easy to come to the market. Let's take a look around first," Su Chen said with a smile. In any case, he would have to go to Heaven Connect City sooner or later, so there was no hurry. After that, the three of them walked around for a while and bought many things that they had never seen before. Just as he was about to return to the intelligent chariot, Su Chen suddenly found an acquaintance, so he walked up and greeted him. "Uncle, what a coincidence to meet you here." This familiar person was the white-haired old man who had entered the Yulin area before. "It's you." When he saw clearly that it was Su Chen, the white-haired old man's eyes were filled with terror. It was as if he had seen a ghost, and he immediately ran away. Seeing the other party quickly disappear into the crowd, Su Chen was stunned and muttered, "Is there something wrong with this old man?" Su Chen did not know that ever since he had met Sun Tiangang in Heaven Connect City, the white-haired old man had already known that Su Chen was pretending to be a member of the Qilin Mountain and killing people everywhere. If he got too close to Su Chen and was discovered, he would be killed. Su Chen did not think too much and continued to walk towards the intelligent chariot. However, he had only taken a few steps when a fierce quarrel suddenly sounded not far away. It's Yang Hao's voice. Yang Qian's expression suddenly changed. Su Chen also heard it. In the quarrel, not only Yang Hao, but also Chao Ran and the others. Let's go and take a look. Su Chen was afraid that Yang Hao and the others would be at a disadvantage, so he took the lead and walked towards the quarrel. Chapter 343. Su Chen and the other two quickly arrived at a stall selling oars. At this moment, the stall was surrounded by a crowd of onlookers. From time to time, people were whispering to each other. Where did those idiots come from? How dare they snatch something from Lion's Gate? They must be tired of living. Young people have not seen the world. Once bitten, twice shy. They are going to be dead soon. What chance do they have? That's true. No one who offends Lion's Gate has a good ending. Hearing this, Su Chen vaguely guessed that Yang Hao and the rest might have had a conflict with Lion's Gate. Speaking of which, he had a deep feud with Lion's Gate. That day, when he was on his way to Full Moon City, a master from Lion's Gate died in his hands. It could be said that he did not have a good impression of Lion's Gate. At this moment, Chao Ran suddenly scolded, "Do you have any shame? We clearly bought this or first. How did it become yours? Hee hee, kid, do you know who we are? We are from Lion's Gate. Are you tired of living? How dare you snatch something from Lion's Gate?" A shifty-eyed middle-aged man from Lion's Gate pointed at Chao Ran's nose and scolded. Sherdania walked forward and said disdainfully, "Let's not talk about the small fries from Lion's Gate. Even if Li Zhantian was here, I would smash him to death with my hammer if he dared to snatch something from us." Once he said this, there was an uproar. Damn, this kid is too arrogant. He's finished. This kid even dared to scold the sect leader of Lion's Gate. Even the gods can't save him now. Isn't it good to be alive? Why do you have to seek your own death? The surrounding onlookers were all discussing Sherdaniu. They all agreed that Sherdaniu would definitely die. Even if he died, his fate would be extremely miserable. Su Chen clicked his tongue and said to himself, ever since Daniu walked on the path of arrogance, he can't pull himself out and is sinking deeper and deeper. Sherdaniu was only a level 2 evolver. Even if his strength was far beyond his peers, he was still no match for the level, for Li Zhantian. You want to smash him to death with a hammer? That was a little too much. However, they were all on the same side after all. Naturally, he would not watch Sherdania suffer. Then, he pushed through the crowd and squeezed in with Tan Lin and Yang Qian. The shifty-eyed man suddenly flew into a rage. He gritted his teeth and said, "Boy, you dare to insult our sect master. You deserve to die. Kneel down now and I can give you a quick death. Go and scold the person next door." Chao Ran cursed. Just as he was about to speak, Su Chen had already arrived beside them. "What's going on? I heard that someone wants to rob your things." Su Chen glanced at them and said indifferently, "Chen Gu." Seeing that it was Su Chen, Sherdaniu, and the others were overjoyed and gathered around Su Chen. Yang Hao took out a piece of black ore and put it in front of Su Chen. He explained, "Chen Gu, we saw that this stone looked a little like a star-gathering stone, so we bought it with energy stones. Unexpectedly, these guys from Lion's Gate also took a fancy to this ore and insisted on robbing us." Su Chen nodded and said sternly, "I, Mo Qingkong, have always adhered to the principle of not offending people who don't offend me. But if anyone dares to bully me, they are digging their own graves." After saying this, he looked at the shifty-eyed man and sneered, "Daniu, kill him." Chapter 344. F***ck. Su Chen's words caused an uproar among the onlookers. They had thought that Sherdaniu was arrogant enough. Who would have thought that Su Chen would be even more arrogant? The moment he appeared, he wanted to kill the men from Lion's Gate. They were all from the same family. They were obviously a bunch of lunatics. After hearing Su Chen's words, Sherdaniu charged forward with the heaven-reaching hammer without hesitation. "How dare you!" the shifty-eyed man roared. Just as he was about to retaliate, he was shocked to find that his entire body was restrained by an invisible force. He could not move at all. "Don't kill me." In a moment of desperation, he begged loudly for mercy. However, Sherdaniu was not moved at all. He smashed the hammer down. There was a loud bang. The shifty-eyed man was smashed into a pile of minced meat. Bright red blood splattered everywhere and dyed the ground red. Hiss! Witnessing this scene, the onlookers gasped. The white-haired old man, who had met Su Chen several times, happened to pass by. When he saw that Su Chen was killing people here again, he could not help but exclaim in his heart. He exclaimed in his heart, "Oh my God! This guy is definitely a god of plague. Wherever he goes, people will die. I must stay far away from him." Then, he turned around and left the market. They really killed the men from Lion's Gate. They are indeed a bunch of lunatics. Oh my God, the guy with the hammer is so powerful. The onlookers were inexplicably frightened. They could not help but step back, afraid that they would get into trouble if they got too close to Su Chen and the rest. The remaining men from Lion's Gate were stunned for a moment. Then, they shouted at Sherdaniu, "Boy, you're finished. How dare you kill our men from Lion's Gate? Even if you die 1,000 times, you won't be able to wash away your sins." Even though they were extremely angry, no one dared to make a move. The reason was that they were intimidated by Sherdaniu's strength. The shifty-eyed man was a level 2 evolved human. Yet, he was smashed into minced meat by Sherdaniu's hammer. They were only level 1 evolved humans. If they went up against someone as strong as Sherdaniu, wouldn't they be courting death? These pieces of trash are too noisy. Kill them. Su Chen snorted coldly and gave Yang Hao and the rest a look. In any case, he had already formed a grudge with the Wild Lion sect. Killing one was killing, even if he killed 100 of them. Yang Hao and the other 3 rushed forward excitedly. With a raise of their swords, they cleanly killed the Wild Lion sect members on the spot. The smell of blood quickly spread, and the entire market fell into a strange silence at this moment. Everyone looked at Su Chen and the others with awe in their eyes. Arrogant, domineering, unscrupulous. And they were powerful. This was their evaluation of Su Chen and the rest. In the Tiansong Plain Market, it had always been Lion's Gate who bullied others. When had Lion's Gate ever been killed? Lion's Gate was one of the top 3 powers. Would they tolerate this? The answer was obvious. Soon, a large group of people from Lion's Gate heard the news and rushed over. "It's Tang Zhan from Lion's Gate. This group of outsiders is dead meat. Deputy clan leader Tang is personally involved. Who can be his opponent?" Tang Zhan's appearance caused a commotion. The onlookers retreated again and made way for him. Tang Zhan was not only the deputy clan leader of Lion's Gate, but he was also the person in charge of the Tiansong Plain Market. When he received the news that the men from Lion's Gate were killed, he naturally came to investigate. His strength was also quite good, as he was a level 3 evolver. Lion's Gate was full of experts. Tang Zhan could be ranked in the top 10. Chapter 345. Who dares to kill the people of Lion's Gate? Come out and accept your death. Tang Zhan was a middle-aged man with a short stature. Once he appeared, he shouted loudly. "It was me, your grandfather, who killed them." Su Chen snorted, his face full of disdain. It was as if the masters of Lion's Gate were just a bunch of ants in his eyes. This guy dares to be so arrogant in front of Tang Zhan. The ignorant are fearless. He is still too young. As soon as Su Chen's voice fell, there were whispers all around again. Tang Zhan's mouth twitched. He suppressed the anger in his heart and glanced coldly at Su Chen. He gritted his teeth and said, "Brat, you are still so arrogant even in the face of death. You have successfully attracted my attention. Do you dare to tell me your name?" In his eyes, Su Chen was already a dead man. However, just killing Su Chen and the others was not enough to quell the anger in his heart. He wanted to take the opportunity to eliminate the forces behind Su Chen. He wanted to let the world understand that the price to pay for offending the people of Lion's Gate was not just death, but the 9 generations of the family. What's there to be afraid of? Listen carefully, my name is Mo Qingkong. Su Chen snorted and curled his lips. Also, let me tell you another piece of news. The useless young master of Lion's Gate was also killed by me. As soon as these words were spoken, the surroundings were shaken. There were a few young masters of Lion's Gate. However, only one of them had gone missing recently. That was Li Maheo. Li Maheo was the favorite son of Li Zhantian, the leader of Lion's Gate. Killing Li Zhantian's family was equivalent to provoking the anger of the entire Lion's Gate. This young man named Mo Qingkong, in front of him was simply too arrogant. "It's you." Tang Zhan's face was filled with rage, but his heart was filled with excitement. Since Li Maheo had died at the hands of Mo Qingkong, as long as he could capture or kill Mo Qingkong, he would have made a great contribution. He would also be favored by Li Zhantian. As such, his position in Lion's Gate would be even more stable. Thinking of this, he could not hide the excitement in his heart. With a loud roar, he charged straight at Su Chen. As a level 3 evolver, his speed was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, he had arrived in front of Su Chen. "Die, brat." Tang Zhan grinned hideously as he clenched his bull-sized fist and smashed it at Su Chen's face. "You're just an ant." Su Chen sneered and also punched out. There was a loud explosion. Tang Zhan was smashed into smithereens by Su Chen's punch. Witnessing this scene, everyone was stunned. Even their breathing stopped. One punch, just one punch, and one of the top 10 in Lion's Gate was smashed into smithereens. Since when did a level 3 evolver become so weak? Was this real? After killing Tang Zhan, Su Chen's gaze fell on the other people from Lion's Gate. The corner of his mouth twitched. "Your boss is dead, aren't you going to accompany him?" What did he mean? Those who did not react were stunned. Those who reacted were scared out of their wits. The meaning of Su Chen's words was clearly telling them to go and die. What should they do? Wait for death? Or fight it out with him? A wave of panic spread in their hearts. Facing Su Chen, who could easily kill a level 3 evolver, how could they fight it out with him? Run! Not sure who shouted, but the people from Lion's Gate turned and fled. Su Chen's eyes turned cold. He casually shot out a wind blade, followed by a wave of wailing and howling. Oh my god! He was also a powerful Dharma psychic. The surrounding onlookers were once again in deep shock. Chapter 346. Yang Hao, show me that piece of ore. After killing the people from Lion's Gate, Su Chen turned to Yang Hao and said. Without saying a word, Yang Hao handed the ore in his hand to Su Chen. Su Chen took a closer look and saw that the ore in his hand was as black as ink, with a little bit of starlight shining in it. From its appearance, it was indeed somewhat similar to the star-gathering stone. However, the star-gathering stone emitted the power of thunder and lightning, while the ore in his hand gave off a thick and heavy feeling. Su Chen weighed it and looked at the stall owner. Boss, do you have any more of this ore? Although he did not know the origin of the ore, he felt that it should have some value. If the stall owner had more, he wanted to buy all of it. The stall owner trembled and said hurriedly, Senior, there is only one piece of this ore. Where did you get it? Su Chen asked again. I bought it from Yuanyang Town a few days ago, the stall owner replied truthfully. Su Chen did not ask any more questions and returned to the intelligent war chariot with everyone. Once in the chariot, Su Chen communicated with the intelligent war chariot. Satoshi, do you recognize this ore? Master, this is an Earth Star vein condensation stone. It can upgrade my defense. The intelligent war chariot was a little excited when it spoke. Su Chen's eyes lit up instantly, and he hurriedly asked, how many pieces do I need to upgrade your defense? The intelligent war chariot's defense was currently at level 3 and could withstand the attack of a level 3 creature. After upgrading, it could withstand the attack of a level 4 creature. Originally, upgrading to level 4 defense required a large number of level 4 energy stones. Su Chen could not get them in a short period of time, but now that he had the Earth Star vein condensation stone, he could upgrade it in advance. How could he not be excited? About 20 pieces, the intelligent war chariot thought for a while and replied. Su Chen nodded slightly and looked at the central control screen, looking for the location of Yuanyang Town. Since the Earth Star vein congealing stone appeared in Yuanyang Town, he had to make a trip there. Satoshi, search for the location of Yuanyang Town. Su Chen ordered. Yes. The image on the central control screen changed and soon showed Yuanyang Town. Su Chen saw that Yuanyang Town was only a few hundred kilometers away from here, and it was very close to Heaven Connect City. He had originally planned to go to Heaven Connect City, which would save him a lot of time. Satoshi, lock onto Yuanyang Town. Let's go there first, Su Chen said. Previously, he wanted to go to Jaina City to kill the zombies, but the central control screen showed that there was not a single zombie in Jaina City. The zombies there must have received the news of Do Wuwei's death and fled Jaina City. Without zombies, going to Jaina City would be meaningless. Got it. The intelligent war chariot ignited and sped up. 2 hours later, the intelligent war chariot arrived at Yuanyang Town. Perhaps because it was relatively close to Heaven Connect City, Yuanyang Town looked relatively prosperous. People came and went in the town, and it was very lively. Su Chen let the still functional war chariot stop outside the town and entered Yuanyang Town alone. After spending some energy stones, he easily found out the news of the Earth Star vein congealing stone. It turned out that the Earth Star vein congealing stone was a meteorite that fell from the sky. It fell in Yuanyang Town a few days ago and was picked up by a man surnamed Huang. Because he didn't know what the Earth Star vein congealing stone was, he sold it all. Moreover, most of it was bought by the Jade Forest shop in Heaven Connect City. The Jade Forest shop has a good eye, Su Chen murmured with narrowed eyes. The essence fruit tree also fell into the hands of the Jade Forest shop, which was enough to prove that the people of the Jade Forest shop were indeed skilled in treasure appraisal. Chapter 347. After learning the whereabouts of the Earth Star vein condensation stone, Su Chen did not stay any longer and returned to the intelligent war chariot. The next destination was naturally Tongtian City. The distance between Yuanyang Town and Tongtian City was less than 100 miles. With the speed of the intelligent war chariot, it would take less than an hour to arrive. Under Su Chen's signal, the intelligent war chariot drove toward Tongtian City. Unexpectedly, after just 10 minutes of driving, they were blocked by 3 MCVs. Su Chen had too many enemies now, and he did not know which force they belonged to. He did not think much about it and got out of the MCV with the mechanical soldier. No matter who the other party was, as long as they were looking for trouble, it was tantamount to courting death. More than a dozen men got out of the 3 MCVs. The leader was a middle-aged man with red hair and a majestic aura. This person's appearance was coarse, and his eyes were ferocious. He was like a lion in a state of rage, and his entire body was emitting a ruthless killing intent. Little brat, you're the one who killed my son and slaughtered many of my wild lion sex disciples in the Sky Granary Plains? The red-haired man's gaze swept over Su Chen as he questioned coldly. So you are Li Zhan Tian. Su Chen squinted his eyes and lightly said, "That's right, I killed that group of trash. If you want to die, I can fulfill your wish." Arrogant. Li Zhantian snorted and waved his hand. "Let's go together and kill him." Suddenly, except for a tall and thin fair-skinned man who did not move, the rest of the people rushed towards Su Chen with weapons. Among the people who rushed over, the strongest was only level 3. Su Chen smiled contemptuously. "Xiao Tai, kill them." "Yes." A cold light flashed in the eyes of the mechanical soldier, and it rushed forward like a steel beast. Pucci, the mechanical soldier, kept waving its scimitar, and every time it slashed down, a person would be cut in half. The other party had the advantage in numbers, but none of them were a match for them. They were like lambs waiting to be slaughtered. As a level 4 mechanical soldier, its combat power was comparable to a level 5 evolver. It was too easy for it to deal with a group of evolvers below level 3. What a powerful puppet. Witnessing this scene, Li Zhantian's eyelids twitched. The face of the fair-skinned man beside him was also gloomy. After exchanging glances, the two of them simultaneously attacked Su Chen. They all knew that the steel golem was most likely a level 4 golem. Their subordinates would not be able to withstand it and would be slaughtered in no time. Once all of his subordinates were dead, the puppet would join forces with Su Chen, and they would not be able to take advantage of the situation. Therefore, they had to gain the initiative by striking first. They had to join hands and kill Su Chen before their subordinates died. Li Zhantian grasped a golden sledgehammer and rushed towards Su Chen. With the momentum of Mount Tai, he smashed it down on his head. The fair-skinned man stood still, but a silver longbow appeared in his hand. At this moment, he had already drawn his bow and aimed at Su Chen. Seeing this, Su Chen curled his lips. When the golden sledgehammer was about to hit him, he directly reached out and grabbed it. The golden sledgehammer smashed down like a meteor and fell on Su Chen's palm. It immediately stopped its downward momentum and became unable to move. How is this possible? Li Zhantian's face changed dramatically as he screamed in shock. One must know that the golden sledgehammer weighed 1,000 pounds. Coupled with the strength of a level 4 evolver, the strength of this hammer was more than 10,000 pounds. Yet, it was easily caught in the other party's hand and could not move. This was too inconceivable. Chapter 348. Just as Li Zhantian was in a daze, Su Chen pulled off the golden sledgehammer and punched out. Li Zhantian was shocked and instinctively wanted to retreat, but he was horrified to find that there was an invisible force around him, binding him as if he had fallen into a swamp. Mental strength. Li Zhantian realized that he was bound by mental strength, and the fear in his heart reached the extreme. He screamed at the fair-skinned man, "Save me!" The fair-skinned man saw that Li Zhantian was in danger and did not hesitate to shoot an arrow. Clang! A silver light shot out and instantly flew in front of Su Chen. "Boy, let's see what you choose." The fair-skinned man smiled gloomily. In his opinion, if Su Chen continued to kill Li Zhantian, he could certainly kill Li Zhantian. But he would also suffer a fatal blow. A strong person like Su Chen must cherish his life. He also thought that Su Chen would choose to dodge. In this way, he could save Li Zhantian. Unfortunately, there was one thing that he did not know. Su Chen had the ancient god-demon body and could ignore any attack of the same level. The fair-skinned man was also a level 4 evolver. Even if he used all his strength, he could not hurt Su Chen at all. Su Chen ignored the flying arrow and still punched down. No! Li Zhantian let out a desperate roar. There was a loud explosion. Li Zhantian's head was smashed just as he roared. Why didn't he dodge? Is he not afraid of death? Seeing Su Chen kill Li Zhantian without hesitation, completely ignoring the flying arrow, the fair-skinned man had deep doubts. But the next moment, the scene that appeared almost scared him to death on the spot. The silver arrow hit Su Chen's chest heavily, but it was as if it hit a piece of steel plate, and it bounced off. He has an indestructible body? At this moment, the fair-skinned man was stunned. However, he quickly came back to his senses, and a pair of white wings suddenly spread out from his back. He flapped them a few times, and his body soared into the sky. This was the rhythm of preparing to escape. He knew very well that with Su Chen's immense strength and indestructible body, even a level 6 evolver might not be able to do anything to him. If he didn't escape, his life would be in danger. Outsiders? Su Chen was slightly stunned when he saw the fair-skinned man suddenly grow a pair of wings. The human race didn't have this ability, but he had seen a winged alien twice. They were the Night Demon clan and the Blood clan. He was rather surprised to see a winged alien again. However, since he was sure that the other party was from another race, he naturally wouldn't let him go. Although they couldn't fly, they had many ways to kill. Do you think you can escape from me just because you can fly? Su Chen sneered and took out a red stone from his storage bag. It was the earth-fire meteorite. Then, he suddenly exerted force and threw it at the fair-skinned man in the air. Su Chen's strength was so great after using the 100 times strength technique that the earth-fire meteorite left his hand. It was so fast that it caught up with the fair-skinned man in the blink of an eye. The fair-skinned man was shocked when he felt a ball of heat shooting at him from behind. He grabbed a knife and slashed it behind him. Crack! A crisp sound was heard. As soon as the saber came into contact with the earth vein fire meteorite, it was smashed into pieces. Not good. The moment the knife was smashed, the fair-skinned man felt a vigorous force crushing him. Before he could react, he was hit by the earth vein fire meteor. Amidst the crackling sounds of bones breaking, the fair-skinned man's bones shattered inch by inch, and he fainted on the spot. The earth vein fire meteorite then shot out a scarlet flame, which circled around the fair-skinned man and burned him to ashes. Chapter 349. Immediately after, the 10 fragments and the earth vein fire meteorite fell from the sky together. Seeing this, the corners of Su Chen's mouth curled up slightly, and a look of joy quietly appeared on his face. Not only did he get 10 fragments after killing the alien race, but the power of the earth vein fire meteorite had also been verified. Compared to the Big Dipper star fragment stone, the earth vein fire meteorite was more lethal. Later, Su Chen dashed forward happily, first put the earth vein fire meteorite into his storage bag, and then began to pick up the fragments. Picked up, A Step to Heaven, Fragment X1, 150. The fragments are not full and cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. After saying that, Su Chen opened the Doomsday Mall to check the exchange price of A Step to Heaven. When he saw that it was 5,000 energy points, the corners of his mouth curled up into a smile. A Step to Heaven was very likely to be a technique, and its exchange price was similar to the Blade of Divine Sense. This proved that its value was very high. After calming himself down, Su Chen continued to pick up the fragments. The second fragment was also a purple fragment. Picked up, 5 Elements Thunder Purgatory Formation, Fragment X1, 100. The fragments are not full and cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. No exchange. Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. The number of 100 fragments was comparable to the ancient god-fiend body. Moreover, the exchange points in the Doomsday Mall were also 10,000 energy points. 10,000 energy points was no small matter, and this could be verified by the ancient god-fiend body and heavenly hundredfold strength technique. After obtaining these 2 body-tempering techniques, Su Chen's strength soared greatly, and killing an evolver who was 1 level higher than him was as easy as chopping vegetables. Therefore, he had some expectations for the 5 Elements Thunder Purgatory Formation. However, 10,000 energy points was not a small number, and there were still many things waiting to be exchanged. The 10,000 Lights 10 Shadows Killing Technique, the Illusionary Blazing Feather Divine Dragon, and the Time Accelerator, were all things that he was determined to get. Even though he had gathered 10,000 energy points, the 5 elements thunder purgatory formation, had to be slightly delayed. Seems like I'll have to collect more fragments. Su Chen sighed and picked up more fragments. The remaining fragments were not worth much, so he exchanged them all for energy points. After picking up the fragments, Su Chen and the others returned to the intelligent war chariot and continued their journey to Heaven-reaching City. Half an hour later, the intelligent war chariot appeared in front of Heaven-reaching City. Heaven Connect City has a population of 1 million and is known as the largest city on Thousand Feather Island. The first impression it gave was that it was majestic, tall, and gave off a heavy feeling. Since the MCV of other forces was not allowed to enter Tongtian City, Su Chen put the intelligent chariot and mechanical soldier into his storage bag. The 3 mutated wolves were placed in the pet-raising space. After paying the energy stones to enter the city, Su Chen and his group of 9 entered Heaven-reaching City. In the city, people were flowing, and there were many shops selling a variety of goods. It was much more complete than the Tiansong Plain Market. Yang Hao and the others were almost dazzled. They looked around, and their heads were like a rattle drum. Su Chen also kept looking around, looking at the lively scene around him. At this moment, he had an illusion that he had returned to the bustling metropolis of his previous life. Su Chen, where are we going next? Seeing that Su Chen was a little dazed, Tan Lin asked. Su Chen came back to his senses, pondered for a moment, and said, let's go to the Yulin shop first. The essence fruit tree and the earth star vein condensing stone had been bought by the Yulin shop. In order to prevent them from being sold to others, they must go to the Yulin shop as soon as possible. Chapter 350. After that, Su Chen asked someone to inquire about the Yulin shop. The Yulin shop was not the biggest shop in Tongtian City, but it was quite famous. Su Chen soon found out the specific location of the Yulin shop. The Yulin shop was located in the northern part of Tongtian City, which was divided into 4 districts. In addition to the northern part, there was also the eastern part, the southern part, and the western part. Su Chen's location was in the southern part of the city. If he walked to the northern part, it would take several hours. Fortunately, there was a special bus in Tongtian City, which was very convenient, just like the taxis in his previous life. However, this kind of bus was much smaller than the average bus. It could only seat 3 people at most. But as long as he had energy stones, the problem could be solved. Su Chen rented 3 buses in one go and went straight to the Yulin shop in the northern part of the city. Half an hour later, the 3 buses stopped in front of a tall building in the northern part of the city. The Yulin shop was on the first floor of the building. Su Chen paid the fare and entered the shop with the others. A waiter saw that Su Chen and the others had an extraordinary temperament, so he came up with a smile and greeted them. Hello, what can I do for you? Su Chen smiled and said, is your shopkeeper here? I have a big business to discuss. Hearing this, the waiter's eyes lit up and he smiled. Please wait a moment. I'll be back soon. Soon after the waiter left, he came back with a fat old man with a white beard. The fat old man came closer, looked at Su Chen, and asked, friends, I'm the shopkeeper of the Yulin shop. What business do you want to discuss with me? Su Chen went straight to the point. He took out the leaf of the essence fruit tree and put it in front of the fat old man. He said calmly, today you bought a plant with this leaf in the Tiansong Plain. Is it still in your hands? I want to buy it. The price is negotiable. The fat old man looked at the leaf carefully and nodded slightly. We did buy this plant, but it has been sent to the auction. What auction? Su Chen frowned. Of course, it's the auction held in Skyspan City, the fat old man said in a natural manner. Can you take it back? I can pay several times the price, Su Chen probed. He had never participated in an auction before, but he knew what was going on. Anything that appeared in the auction could be obtained by whoever paid the highest price. He had a lot of energy stones on him, but once someone recognized a spiritual item like the essence fruit tree, they would definitely fight over it like crazy. Even if he could obtain the essence fruit tree in the end, he would have to spend a huge amount of energy stones. The fat old man was a little tempted, but he still sighed and said, "The things sent to the auction can only be taken back after they have been auctioned. When will the auction be held? Where exactly is it?" Su Chen asked in a deep voice. If the auction was still going to be held for a long time, he would consider whether or not he should snatch it back. After all, he had other things to do in Heaven Connect City. He couldn't keep waiting. The auction is in the center of the North City. It will be held tomorrow. The fat old man didn't hide anything. Su Chen nodded slightly. He could afford to wait for a day. Then, he took out the star-gathering stone and the Earth Star Vein Condensation Stone and asked, "Do you have these two ores here?" "We used to have them, but we don't have any now." The fat old man shook his head and smiled bitterly. He then explained, "These ores containing the thunder attribute were all bought by the city lord's mansion. The black ores were also sent to the auction." F***CK. Su Chen cursed inwardly. He then bid farewell to the fat old man and left the Jade Forest shop. Chapter 351. After exiting the Jade Forest shop, Su Chen and the others strolled around while looking for the location of the auction. The Essence Fruit Tree and the Earth Star Vein Condensation Stone had been sent to the auction, so he had to attend it tomorrow. Before that, he had to confirm the location of the auction. Half an hour later, the group arrived in front of an independent circular building. This building looked like a fortress. At this time, the door was closed, and there was a plaque on the door with the words, "Heaven Connect City North City Auction" written on it. Su Chen glanced at it and then looked away. The auction was to be held tomorrow, so they had to stay in Heaven Connect City for the night. Next, they began to look for a place to stay. There were many places to stay in Heaven Connect City. Some were like ancient inns, and some were like hotels in his previous life. The style was polar. Su Chen chose a hotel called How You that was close to the auction. After entering the inn, a waiter greeted them. "Are you looking for a place to stay? Give me 3 rooms." Su Chen nodded. There were 9 of them in total, and it was obviously not suitable for them to all squeeze into one room. 3 people to a room was not crowded, and they could look after each other. The waiter said, "The ordinary rooms are already full, and now there are only 3 top-grade rooms left. However, the price is higher. Each room costs 20 ordinary energy stones. 20 energy stones was a sky-high price for an ordinary person. But for Su Chen, it was not even a drop in the ocean. If he exchanged all the energy stones in his storage bag for ordinary energy stones, he would have more than 100,000 of them. A mere 20 energy stones was indeed not enough for him. 60 energy stones, all 3 rooms. Su Chen grabbed a handful of energy stones and handed it to the waiter. The waiter counted the number, and when he found that there were 65 energy stones, he immediately smiled from ear to ear. He knew that the extra 5 energy stones were definitely for his consumption. Although it was only 5 energy stones, it was more than what he earned in a month of work. He had not met a rich tycoon like Su Chen in a long time. "Gentlemen, the luxurious rooms are on the top floor, please follow me." The waiter smiled and led the way. On the top floor, there were 3 connected rooms. Su Chen, Yang Ling Tian, and Wu Yang chose one room, Tan Lin and the other 2 girls shared one room, and Yang Hao and the other 2 girls shared one room. The room was very clean and tidy, and there were 3 wooden beds. Su Chen chose a bed and laid down on it. Just as he was about to close his eyes and rest for a while, there was a knock on the door. Su Chen released his spiritual force and scanned the room, only to see that the one who knocked on the door was the waiter, and behind him were 3 strong men. Su Chen didn't know what the other party's intentions were. He frowned and walked to the door. He opened it and said coldly, "What's the matter?" The waiter said awkwardly, "Sir, can you give up your room? Someone is offering double the price." "Do I lack energy stones?" Su Chen's face sank, and he snorted coldly. "Don't disturb me if there's nothing important." Just as he was about to close the door, a cold voice came from behind the waiter. "Brat, did I give you enough face? Your room is mine. If you know what's good for you, scram." Su-Chen rubbed his nose and smiled. "What if I don't? Do you know where we are from? If I tell you, you'll be scared to death." "How dare you not?" The three strong men walked up, and one of them pushed the waiter to the side. He then stared at Su-Chen and snorted. "Let's hear it." Su-Chen was still unmoved. "We're from the Hidden Fog sect. Have you heard of us? Hurry up and get lost." The young man snorted arrogantly. The Hidden Fog sect was recognized as one of the top 3 factions in Yulin. From the young man's point of view, as long as he revealed the name of the Hidden Fog sect, Su-Chen would definitely be scared to death. Just a trash sect. Su-Chen's face was full of contempt as he sneered. "A few days ago, a few ants from the Hidden Fog sect were arrogant in front of me, and I casually squashed them to death. You 3 trash want to die?" Chapter 352. Hearing this, the waiter was stunned as he looked at Su-Chen in a daze. He sighed in his heart. "It's over. Why are you so stubborn?" Although this was not the territory of the Hidden Fog sect, the Hidden Fog sect was still a big sect. They had great influence even in Sky Connecting City. Humiliating the other party in front of him was the same as courting death. At this moment, the waiter had already regarded Su-Chen as a dead man. After all, the consequences of offending the Hidden Fog sect was not something an ordinary person could bear. Although Su-Chen was rich, in this world, money was not everything. The most important thing was strength. Only those who were strong had the right to be arrogant. Su-Chen looked less than 20 years old, so he could not be that strong. The consequences of going against a strong person from the Hidden Fog sect could be imagined. "You are courting death." The young man from the Hidden Fog sect was furious. He clenched his fist and threw it at Su-Chen, vowing to kill Su-Chen on the spot. He was a level 2 evolver. The moment he threw the punch, he exerted his strength to the extreme, setting off a violent aura. The waiter trembled. He could not bear to see Su-Chen's miserable end, so he closed his eyes tightly. The corners of Su-Chen's mouth twitched slightly, and he instantly released his mental strength. Seeing that Su-Chen did not dodge, the young man thought that Su-Chen was scared out of his wits. A cruel smile appeared on the corner of his mouth as he laughed sinisterly. "Go to hell." However, in the next moment, he suddenly felt that his body was entangled by an invisible force. He could not even blink his eyes, let alone kill Su-Chen. Mental power. The young man's face changed drastically as this thought appeared in his mind. He clearly realized that the young man in front of him was most likely a spirit reader, and an abnormally strong one. "Senior," just as the young man was about to beg for mercy, his whole body quickly twisted. With the sound of bones breaking, he turned into a pile of meat paste. Seeing this scene, the other 2 people behind the young man were scared out of their wits. Cold sweat dripped down their backs. The 2 of them looked at each other, turned around, and fled. However, until now, no one had been able to escape from Su-Chen's hands. 2 loud bangs were heard. The 2 of them hadn't even taken a few steps before their heads exploded, and they died on the spot. After killing the 3 from the Hidden Fog sect, Su-Chen turned to the waiter and said, "Clean this place up." With that, he returned to his room and closed the door. The waiter was a little confused when he heard someone talking to him. This was because he clearly heard that the person who spoke was a young man whom he thought was a nouveau riche. What was going on? Shouldn't he have been killed? Could it be that the Hidden Fog sect was kind enough to let him go? However, what was with those explosive sounds? With confusion in his heart, the waiter slowly opened his eyes. When he saw the 2 headless bodies and the pile of meat on the ground, his heart stopped beating. Without a doubt, the 3 dead people were from the Hidden Fog sect. As for how he died, he must have been killed by that rich young man. Oh my God! Was he really that strong? And he really dared to kill the hidden fog sex people. The waiter was shocked. After being stunned for a while, he turned around and ran downstairs. The hidden fog sex people were not small fries, and 3 of them had died at once. This was a serious problem. It was so serious that it was unimaginable. If he didn't report it in time, he might even lose his life. Chapter 353. Su Chen lay back on the bed and closed his eyes. Would the hidden fog sect come for revenge? He didn't care at all. As long as they dared to come, no matter how many of them there were, he would kill them all. Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian also didn't care. They had seen this kind of thing many times, so they weren't surprised. 10 minutes later, the sound of footsteps could be heard outside the room again. As it approached, a man's angry roar could be heard. Who is the impatient thing that dares to kill the people of the hidden fog sect? Come out and die. Su Chen snorted, got up and came to the door. The moment the door was opened, he saw that the corridor was full of people. There were at least 30 or 40 of them, and each of them looked fierce. They looked at Su Chen with anger. Yang Hao and the others heard the noise and came out of the room, gathering around Su Chen. Boy, did you kill them? On the opposite side, an old man with a face like tree bark glanced at Su Chen and asked coldly. Su Chen rubbed his nose and said indifferently, I did kill those 3 trash. Seeing Su Chen's fearless look, the old man was furious. Killing the people of the hidden fog sect is a heinous crime. Are you going to kill yourself or force me to do it? F***CKU. How can you talk to Chingu like that? Chao Ran couldn't help but curse. Sherdaniu also snorted with disdain. Old man, if you dare to disrespect Chingu again, I will smash you to death with my hammer. Presumptuous. Next to the old man with bark, a middle-aged man wearing white armor roared. Then he pointed at Sherdaniu and Chao Ran and scolded, You 2 blind things, do you know who he is? He is Elder Tong Chuan of the Hidden Fog Sect. Elder Tong Chuan is a level 3 evolver. He has a high position in the Hidden Mist Sect. Kneel down and apologize. Sherdaniu and Chao Ran curled their lips and looked at Su Chen. The 2 of them might not be able to deal with a level 3 evolver, but in Su Chen's eyes, wasn't he just an ant? Did a level 3 evolver have the qualifications to act like a big shot in front of Su Chen? Su Chen coughed lightly and said sarcastically, Even the venerable carving dragon of the Hidden Fog Sect is trash in my eyes. Who do you think you are? As soon as he said that, the entire corridor fell into a strange silence. The people from the Hidden Fog Sect were dumbfounded. The waiters who came with them were even more dumbfounded. Su Chen's words were too arrogant. Too arrogant. As a level 4 evolver, Venerable Carving Dragon was a famous expert in Yulin. Who would have thought that in Su Chen's eyes, they would become trash? Could it be that he had met a madman? He did not even put the Venerable Dragon carving in his eyes. Did he think that he was a level 5 evolutionary? Even a level 5 evolver wouldn't dare to boast so shamelessly, right? Creak. Tong Chuan gritted his teeth fiercely. His anger had reached its peak. Since he joined the Hidden Fog Sect, when had he ever been humiliated in front of his face? Moreover, it was a few young people who had humiliated him. He couldn't stand it anymore. Finally, Tong Chuan's anger was completely ignited. He roared, "Kill them!" Suddenly, a few people rushed out from behind him and rushed toward Su Chen. "You're overestimating yourselves." Su Chen snorted coldly and punched out. The berserk strength chi was like a vast ocean, sweeping forward. There was a loud explosion. The few people who rushed over first were directly blasted into smithereens. Level 4 evolver. Tong Chuan's eyes widened. He was so scared that he almost peed his pants. The middle-aged man in white armor next to him trembled and begged for mercy. "Senior, I'm from Tongtian City. Please show mercy." Facing a level 4 evolver, he knew that even if all of them worked together, they wouldn't be a match for him. If he wanted to live, he could only beg for Su Chen's forgiveness. Chapter 354. Su Chen didn't care which force it was. Once he had the intention to kill, he would never hold back. He slashed forward with the enchanted divine saber, and a huge gray wind blade swept over. Ah! A series of heart-wrenching screams reverberated in the corridor. When the screams stopped, the corridor was covered with minced meat. Except for the waiter, all the people from the Hidden Fog sect and Sky-reaching city were killed on the spot. The waiter looked at the purgatory-like corridor and couldn't help but tremble. He was just an ordinary person. When had he ever seen such a bloody scene? At this moment, his breathing stopped, and his whole person seemed to be petrified. Let's go. We can't stay here anymore. Let's go somewhere else. Su Chen shook his head and walked straight out. The corridor was full of the strong smell of blood, which seriously affected the mood of the hotel. He didn't want to stay here any longer. Walking out of the Haoyu Hotel, Su Chen found a remote corner and took out the intelligent war vehicle. After the previous disturbance, the people from Sky-reaching city and the Hidden Fog sect would definitely not let it go. It was not safe to continue staying in the hotel. Therefore, he planned to rest in the intelligent war vehicle for the night. However, Sky-reaching city had a rule that the minibuses of other forces were not allowed to enter. Su Chen openly took out the intelligent war vehicle, which was undoubtedly a challenge to the dignity of Sky-reaching city. But so what? He had killed the people of Sky-reaching city. Why would he care about the rules? If the people of Sky-reaching city didn't know what was good for them and dared to cause trouble, at worst, he would kill them like in King Kong City. After the intelligent war vehicle became more than 20 meters long, Su Chen and the others entered the vehicle one by one. Although the location he chose was relatively remote, it still attracted the attention of passers-by. Many people surrounded the intelligent war vehicle and pointed at it. This MCV is so beautiful. Who is so rich? How can there be such a big MCV? What's the use of being beautiful? Doesn't he know that Sky-reaching city doesn't allow other MCV to enter? This guy is going to be unlucky. That's right. This guy is crazy enough to drive a MCV here. Let's teach him a lesson. Su Chen was annoyed by the noise outside. He opened the car door and shouted, "What's there to see? Get out of my way." As soon as these words came out, it immediately caused a wave of public anger. Motherf asterisk Kerr, this is Heaven Connect City. Why are you so arrogant? Do you think Heaven Connect City is your home? So what if we just take a look? Do you dare to hit us? Anyone who dared to make a move in Heaven Connect City would definitely receive the harshest punishment. If things went wrong, they might even lose their lives. Therefore, in the face of Su Chen's threat, the onlookers turned a deaf ear and even began to curse Su Chen. A burly man with a face full of pockmarks pointed at Su Chen's nose and said coldly, "Kid, who do you think you are? I won't leave. What can you do to me? Come and bite me if you dare." Su Chen's eyes gradually narrowed. He knew that if he didn't make an example of this guy, these guys wouldn't leave. "I don't dare to bite you, but I dare to kill you." After a cold snort, Su Chen released his spiritual force and directly crushed the man with pockmarks into a pile of meat paste. F***ck. He really dares to kill someone. How did he do it? I didn't see him do it at all. Stop talking. Let's run. This guy is too ruthless. Seeing Su Chen kill without any scruples, the onlookers were scared out of their wits and ran away without a trace. Chapter 355. Without the flies buzzing in his ears, Su Chen felt much quieter. Later, he took out the universal oven and a few mutant beasts and asked Yang how to prepare the meal. Soon, the aroma of barbecue wafted through the carriage. While everyone was enjoying the meal, a large group of armored soldiers suddenly swarmed in from outside the carriage. There were about 200 or 300 of them. There were even more onlookers, and they surrounded the carriage in several circles. Su Chen knew that the guards of heaven-reaching city must have received the news and come to make trouble. How dare you? How dare you kill people and behave atrociously in heaven-reaching city? Come out now. But at this moment, among the guards, a middle-aged man with a sharp face roared at the intelligent war chariot. Su Chen rubbed his nose and got out of the carriage with a skewer of barbecue in his hand. When the man with a sharp face saw that it was a young man, he became even more arrogant. He pointed at the body of the pockmarked man and said sternly, "Did you kill this man?" Su Chen took a bite of the barbecue, chewed a few times, and nodded. "Yes, I did." Seeing Su Chen's fearless look, the man with a sharp face frowned slightly, and his voice became a little cold. "Boy, you're very arrogant. How dare you kill people in heaven-reaching city? Do you know the consequences?" Su Chen finished the rest of the barbecue, burped, and sneered. "It's just a fly. I can pinch it to death casually. If you don't get out of here, you'll end up like him soon. How dare you?" The man with a sharp face flew into a rage. It was the first time he had met such an arrogant person who killed people wantonly in heaven-reaching city. He had some questions to ask, but now he didn't have time to ask, because he had been completely enraged. "Boy, today I'll teach you how to behave in heaven-reaching city." The man with a sharp face rolled up his sleeves and was about to step forward to teach Su Chen a lesson. However, before he could make a move, a guard ran up to him in a panic and whispered something into his ear. "Are you sure?" After hearing that, the man with a sharp face became gloomy. "Captain, it's absolutely true." The guard nodded heavily. The man took a deep breath and turned to look at Su Chen with a smile on his face. "Senior, it's all a misunderstanding. We'll leave now." Just a moment ago, he was still arrogant, but in the blink of an eye, he became respectful and reverent. The scene changed so quickly that the group of guards was somewhat stunned. The onlookers were even more confused and began to whisper among themselves. What was going on? Why did Captain Li admit defeat? Who knows? Could it be that this brat had a powerful background? No matter how great their background was, they wouldn't dare to kill people in Heavenspan City, right? You come and go as you please. Do I not care about my reputation? Su Chen sneered. Killing the chicken to warn the monkey is not just for the ordinary people to see you. He also had to make the experts of Heaven Connect City understand one thing. I, Su Chen, am here. Get the hell out of here. Whoever doesn't know what's good for them will have to pay the price. As for the man with the saber, he was somewhat arrogant before. Even if he did not kill him, he would use this opportunity to punish him. Senior, what advice do you have for me? The corner of the man's mouth trembled. Su Chen curled the corner of his mouth and said lightly, "Seeing that you can still recognize the situation, I'll give you a little punishment. Break an arm and slap yourself 100 times, and you can leave here alive." As soon as he said that, there was an uproar. F***CK. Someone actually dared to threaten the captain of the guards in Heaven Connect City? He even had to break an arm and slap himself before he could be forgiven. Could it be that this brat has gone crazy? Too arrogant. I can't wait to see what happens to this brat. The onlookers were all stunned by Su Chen's words. At the same time, they were certain that Su Chen's end would be extremely miserable. Chapter 356. The man's face was extremely ugly. He stood there without saying a word, as if he had fallen into a deep dilemma. The reason he was in a hurry to leave was that he had received news that the experts of the Hidden Fog sect had been massacred in the Haoyu Hotel. And the culprit was the young man in front of him. Even Tong Chuan, a level 3 evolutionary, was killed. It could be expected that the young man in front of him was at least a level 4 evolutionary. The man himself was only a level 2 evolutionary. How could he fight against a level 4 evolutionary? Seeing that the man was silent, Su Chen was a little impatient. He coldly snorted and said, "My patience is limited. The man's expression trembled. He knew very well that if he didn't make a move, he would lose his life. Thinking of this, he gritted his teeth and broke one of his arms. Then, he endured the pain and fiercely slapped himself in the face. Pa pa pa, it was unusually crisp and full of strength. He didn't hold back at all. In the blink of an eye, blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. Half of his face was swollen. "Captain, what are you doing?" All the guards were dumbfounded. The captain, who was usually arrogant and domineering, actually began to harm himself because of a few words from the other party. Wasn't this too much nonsense? The onlookers were even more dumbfounded. They even felt that the scene in front of them was not real. The captain of the guards was forced to such a point by a young outsider in his own territory? Where was the justice? Did he not want the dignity of Sky Connect City? If this spread out, would he be laughed at by other forces? What a disgrace. When did Sky Connect City fall to such a point? On the other side, the man was still whipping himself. He turned a deaf ear to the discussions and strange gazes of the onlookers. Damn it. What dignity. What face. Compared to his life, it was worthless. Seeing that the man was so tactful, Su Chen nodded slightly and said in a deep voice, "Hit me 100 times and you can leave." After saying this, he glanced around and coldly snorted, "All of you who are here to watch the show, get lost. If you dare to gather here again, I will kill all of you." As he spoke, he even released his oppressive might, suppressing everyone until they could not breathe. Only then did the onlookers realize that Su Chen was actually a powerful evolver. They were so scared that they covered their heads and scurried away. The pockmarked man and the knife-skinned man were examples. If he dared to continue to stay here, he might really be killed on the spot. After the onlookers left, Su Chen returned to the car and continued to eat barbecue with everyone. As for the man with the knife, he was still slapping himself. It wasn't until the 100 strikes were over that he bade farewell to Su Chen and left with his men in a dejected manner. After eating and drinking to his heart's content, Su Chen took out the color TV, installed the disc, and began to listen to music. Originally, he thought that Heaven Connect City would still send people to cause trouble. But after waiting for several hours, there was still no sign of anyone. Is Heaven Connect City so cowardly? Su Chen curled his lips. One had to know that the trouble he had caused today was not small. Not only did he bring the MCV into the city, but he also killed many people, especially the guards of Heaven Connect City. How could Heaven Connect City tolerate this? Or were they really afraid of him? Su Chen was a little confused, but he did not think too deeply about it. Then, he found a place to rest. The night was uneventful. The next morning, Su Chen woke up early and began to prepare breakfast. Today was the day of the auction, and there were still a few hours before it began. During this period, it was better to fill his stomach first. Chapter 357. After breakfast, they chatted for a while. Estimating that the auction was about to start, Su Chen and the others headed to the auction in the North City. The auction in the North City was held once a month. It was very famous in Heaven Connect City, so it attracted many people to attend. To enter the auction, one had to buy a ticket. An ordinary seat ticket cost 10 energy stones per person, and a private room ticket cost 200 energy stones. A private room could seat about 10 people. Whether it was a seat ticket or a private room, the price was not cheap. Those who came to the auction were not ordinary people. They could still afford to buy a ticket. However, most of them chose to sit. There were very few people who chose to buy a private room. As a tycoon, Su Chen naturally had to display his tycoon temperament. He directly bought a private room ticket. When he got the ticket, he glanced at it and saw the word 7 written on it. It should be private room number 7. Then, when he was about to lead the others in, he suddenly saw the figure of the gray-haired old man in the crowd. "We are quite fated," Su Chen muttered and greeted the gray-haired old man. "Uncle, what a coincidence." The gray-haired old man was buying a seat ticket when he vaguely heard a familiar voice. Then, he looked around. When Su Chen's handsome face appeared in his line of sight, the gray-haired old man was stunned. The white-haired old man was stunned for a moment, and his face instantly darkened. Then, he turned around and squeezed out of the crowd. As he walked, he muttered to himself, "How King unlucky. Why do I bump into this guy everywhere I go?" Wherever Su Chen went, people would be killed. He did not dare to be too close to Su Chen, lest he attract a fatal disaster. However, he still had some doubts in his heart. Su Chen had committed many crimes along the way. It was unknown how many people from the major forces he had killed. How could he still be alive now? This did not make sense. Looking at the gray-haired old man's disappearing figure, Su Chen rubbed his nose. This old man is really sick. I have to hurry up and treat him. After a while, he stopped thinking about it and entered the auction house with the others. Not long after Su Chen and the others entered, two mysterious men met and whispered to each other. Did you see it clearly? Is it these people? My lord, I saw it clearly. It's them. When do we make our move? Don't worry, there is a powerful level 4 evolver among them. We are no match for him. Are we just going to leave them be? The city lord already knows about this matter. He told us to just keep an eye on it and not act rashly. Yes, I understand. As soon as Su Chen entered the door, a waiter led them to the number 7 private room. The auction house was divided into 2 floors. On the first floor, there were thousands of seats for those who had purchased tickets. The private rooms were on the second floor, and there were only 10 of them. After entering box 7, the attendant explained some rules and methods of the auction before leaving. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and looked around. He could not help but sigh. You get what you pay for. The room was very spacious. Even with the 9 of them, it did not feel crowded at all. In addition, there were 10 sofa-like seats. Other than that, there were all kinds of fruits, tea, and the like. Su Chen sat on the seat in the middle. In front of him was a transparent glass that could clearly see the situation on the first floor. In front of him, there was a red button. According to the attendant's introduction, it was used for bidding. Every time it was pressed, it represented an increase in the price. Chapter 358. The auction soon began. A young woman with a graceful figure and beautiful features walked up to the front desk on the first floor. She was the MC of the auction this time. The woman first gave a simple introduction of the auction's rules, then began to auction the first item of the day. The first item was a pill called the Energy Gathering Pill. After consuming it, there was a certain probability that a level 2 evolver would advance to level 3. The starting price was 100 normal energy stones, and each increment must be no less than 20 energy stones. After the MC announced the start of the auction, the price began to increase crazily. In the blink of an eye, the price had soared to 200 energy stones. Moreover, this price did not maintain it for long and continued to rise. There were very few pills that could increase one's cultivation. Those who had been stuck at level 2 for many years naturally would not miss this opportunity. Su Chen was not interested in this and did not increase the price even once. He relied on attribute shards to advance, so he did not need any pills at all. Moreover, there were many constitution potions in his storage bag, so the probability of advancement was 100%. It was definitely not something that the energy gathering pill could compare to. He even thought that if he auctioned the constitution potions, it would definitely cause a commotion. Of course, he wouldn't sell something like the physique potion. He didn't lack energy stones. In the end, under the crazy bidding, the energy gathering pill was won by a middle-aged man on the first floor at the price of 380 energy stones. The man paid the energy stones and left the auction as soon as he received the energy gathering pill. Then, the second item was auctioned. The second item was a long sword called the Carefree Sword. The MC's introduction was that the Carefree sword was extremely sharp and could cause damage to evolvers who were one level higher than it. The starting price was the same as the energy gathering pill, 100 energy stones, and each increment was also 20 energy stones. Although the Carefree sword was not bad, it was not as popular as the energy gathering pill. There were very few people bidding for it, and the final price was 180 energy stones. After that, the auction continued. 7 items were auctioned in a row, but Su Chen did not bid for any of them. His main target was the Essence Fruit Tree and the Earth Star Vein Condensation Stone. He did not care about the other items. Next, we will auction the 10th item. This is an unknown ore that has a special energy fluctuation, the hostess spoke eloquently, and the auction began. Su Chen originally thought that it would be the Earth Star Vein Congealing Stone, but what appeared was a piece of purple ore. Su Chen shook his head and stopped paying attention. However, at this moment, the Intelligent War Chariot suddenly connected with Su Chen. Master, that ore is a magnetar stone. It can upgrade my detection range. Hearing this, Su Chen's eyes lit up. He asked, how much can it be improved? Although the range of detection was a supplementary function, it had a significant meaning. With the increased range, it would be easier to find the whereabouts of zombies and mutant beasts. This was something that Su Chen valued very much. Increase the detection range by 100 kilometers. Su Chen was a little excited. The current detection range of the Intelligent War Chariot was 200 kilometers. After obtaining the magnetar stone, it could be increased to 300 kilometers. This increase was still very significant. Su Chen took a deep breath and started the first auction. As the magnetar stone was an unknown ore, it did not attract much attention, and there were very few bidders. Su Chen did not care about that. He kept pressing the red button and raised the price to 200 energy stones in one go. Nobody would bid more for an unknown ore, and Su Chen successfully obtained the magnetar stone. Chapter 359. Congratulations to the guest in room 7 for winning the bid. The female host was beaming with joy. The price of the magnetic star stone far exceeded her expectations, which made her quite excited. He really has too much money and nowhere to spend. He spent 200 energy stones on a piece of lousy ore. This is called a fool with a lot of money. There's this kind of stupid rich guy almost every time. Who cares? Su Chen's bid for the magnetic star stone caused quite a commotion. There was a lot of discussion on the first floor, and most of them treated Su Chen as a fool. When the attendant delivered the magnetic star stone, Su Chen paid 200 energy stones, then put the magnetic star stone into his storage bag and installed it on the Intelligent War Chariot. Master, the detection range has been upgraded. The Intelligent War Chariot quickly sent back a message. Su Chen was overjoyed, and his face was beaming. The next round of the auction arrived as scheduled, and the Earth Star Vein Condensation Stone that Su Chen had been looking forward to finally appeared. The starting price of the Earth Star Vein Condensation Stone was also 100 energy stones. Since it was also an unknown ore, it was an item that was very cold. There were even fewer bidders than the magnetic star stone. After waiting for a long time, the price barely reached 140 energy stones. However, this was what Su Chen wanted to see. Moreover, he also noticed that the Earth Star Vein Condensation Stone that was being auctioned was more than 20 times larger than the one in his storage bag. This way, the Intelligent War Chariot's defense could be upgraded to level 4. Su Chen was determined to get the Earth Star Vein Condensation Stone. He directly asked for 200 energy stones, making those who wanted to bid feel completely hopeless. He was just that rich and overbearing. He did not care who he was. After that, the auction continued, and this time, another unknown ore appeared. Its appearance was crystal white, and it emitted a faint white halo accompanied by waves of energy waves. The starting price was the same as the previous ore, which was 100 energy stones. As the ore's appearance was relatively new, it attracted many people to bid even though they did not know its use. Su Chen also felt that this or was extraordinary. Just as he was about to communicate with the intelligent war chariot, the intelligent war chariot spoke first. However, the intelligent war chariot was the first to speak. Master, this is a speed meteorite. It can greatly increase my speed. Su Chen was startled. How much can it be improved? At least double. Su Chen was excited once again. The original speed of the intelligent war chariot was 150 miles per hour. After doubling it, it would become 300 miles per hour. A speed of 300 kilometers per hour was something that even a level 4 evolver would not be able to match. Su Chen clenched his fists tightly and shifted his gaze to the auction. At this moment, the price of the meteorite had already risen to 220 energy stones, and it was still rising slowly. The corner of Su Chen's mouth twitched slightly. He pressed the red button and directly raised the price to 500 energy points. The esteemed guest in room 7 has bid 500 energy stones. Are there any other bids? The female host was inexplicably excited as she raised her voice and said. Below, there was an uproar. F***CK. This guy is a real tycoon. No matter how rich you are, you can't spend it like this, right? Could it be that the energy stones were blown here by the wind? Maybe he's a powerhouse from a powerful force and doesn't care about this little bit of energy stones at all. Su Chen had already bought 2 ores previously. With this one, he had spent a total of 900 energy stones. 900 energy stones was not a small sum, but Su Chen spent it like it was nothing, completely displaying his extravagant side. Therefore, the people present paid special attention to room 7. They all wanted to see who exactly was in that room. Su Chen quoted a price of 500 energy stones, scaring off the people who had participated in the previous auction, and successfully obtained the meteorite stone. Chapter 360. After the auction of the meteorite stones, the following items were mostly weapons and armors. These items could be used to protect one's life and increase one's combat power. They were priceless in the eyes of others. Therefore, they also bid wildly for them. Su Chen was not interested in them, so he did not bid. The auction went on vigorously for more than an hour. So far, there had not been any unsold items. However, the essence fruit tree did not appear, so Su Chen was a little anxious. When a saber was sold, the hostess said loudly, "Next, we will auction the last item." The finale of an auction was usually the most valuable item. Su Chen was a little nervous. He knew that the finale was likely to be the essence fruit tree. The last item is a spiritual plant. Although we don't know its origin, we can't deny its value. The hostess held a brown plant and showed it to everyone present. Then, she said loudly, "After the research of many experts in our auction, this plant is a very rare spiritual plant that contains spiritual power. The fruit it bears will definitely contain rich spiritual power. It is self-evident that it will be useful for a telekinesis master." As soon as she finished speaking, the entire auction was in an uproar. Things that could increase one's spiritual power were almost impossible to find. They could no longer be measured by price. It could be expected that once a telekinesis master got his hands on it, his strength would definitely soar. Those without spiritual power talent could also use it to cultivate spiritual power. Among the 3 major professions, telekinesis masters' attacks were the most bizarre and the most difficult to cultivate. If one did not have the talent, they would not be able to become a telekinesis master even if they spent their whole life. However, now that there was a chance to become a telekinesis master in front of them, everyone would be tempted. What's the starting price? When will the auction start? Don't be long-winded. Hurry up. Everyone was a little impatient and urged one after another. Seeing this, an imperceptible smile flashed across the hostess's face. This was the situation she wanted to see the most. Because everyone wanted it, the price would definitely rise to an unimaginable height. Then, she announced, the starting price is 1,000 energy stones. Each increment must be no less than 100. Hiss. As soon as the starting price was announced, the first floor was filled with gasps. Those who were able to participate in the auction more or less had some wealth. However, the price of 1,000 energy stones was still too high. More than 90% of the people present did not have such financial resources. As for the remaining 10%, even if they were able to take out 1,000 energy stones, they would most likely be severely injured. Therefore, although everyone was scrambling for the essence fruit tree, there were very few who had the ability to bid for it. Su Chen rubbed his nose. He felt that the starting price was still a little low. If it was raised by 1 or 2,000, it would definitely eliminate a lot of people. Of course, no matter how many people bid, he was determined to get the essence fruit tree. He didn't believe that there was someone more arrogant than him among the people present. The auction will now begin. As soon as the hostess finished speaking, someone on the first floor began to bid. I bid 1,100 energy stones. A middle-aged man in a gray robe raised the sign in his hand and roared. Guest number 120 has bid 1,100 energy stones. Are there any other bidders? The hostess inquired. 1,500 energy stones. On the second floor, room number 1 made a bid. Moreover, the bid directly increased by 400 energy stones. Seeing this, the man in the gray robe gritted his teeth and was about to make a bid. Room number 7 was the first to bid 1,800 energy stones. Seeing this price, the man in the gray robe looked dispirited and slumped down powerlessly. Chapter 361. The price of 1,800 energy stones did not last long before it was raised to 2,000 energy stones by room 3. Su Chen watched quietly and did not make a bid. Now was not the best time to make a bid. When the time was right, he would give a fatal blow. The bidding was still going on, and the price was increasing. Room 1 made a bid of 2,500 energy stones, and Room 7 raised it to 3,000 energy stones. Room 3 was not to be outdone and made a bid of 4,000 energy stones. Once the price was announced, the first floor was filled with exclamations. To them, even if they worked hard for a lifetime, they would not be able to earn so many energy stones. Room 7 also withdrew from the competition at this moment. Room 1 hesitated for a moment, but still raised the price to 4,500 energy stones. However, Room 3 immediately made a bid of 5,000 energy stones to crush it. Moreover, after the price was announced, an old and dignified voice suddenly came from the room. I am Wang Cheng from Qingqing Mountain. I hope that the friends here will give me some face. I will definitely thank you in the future. Once this was said, there was a commotion downstairs. Room 3 is Wang Cheng, the leader of Qingqing Mountain. No wonder he's so rich. What's his background? Although Qingqing Mountain is a second-rate force in Yulin, they are very powerful. Leader Wang Cheng is even a level 4 spirit reader. Oh my god. A level 4 spirit reader. No wonder he cares so much about this spirit plant. Since Wang Cheng's name has been announced, no one here will bid against him anymore. Who the hell is tired of living and dares to go against a level 4 spirit reader? Su Chen knew that Wang Cheng's name was announced mostly because he did not have many energy stones left. His purpose was also obvious. It was to intimidate everyone and prevent others from bidding. His move was effective. After Room 1 found out about Wang Cheng's identity, he seemed to be very afraid and was completely silent. The female host's expression was not very good. Wang Cheng's move could be said to be against the auction's rules, and he had lost the chance to raise the price again. However, with Wang Cheng's identity, she did not dare to offend him. After waiting for a while and seeing that no one else was bidding, she began to count down. Is there anyone else bidding? If no one bids, this spirit plant will belong to Room 3. 3. 2. However, at this moment, Su Chen made a bid. The price was directly displayed on a large screen for everyone to see. When it clearly showed 6,000 energy stones, the female host was slightly stunned. Then, she shouted excitedly, Room 7 bid 6,000 energy stones. Instantly, the crowd went into an uproar. Everyone present had a very deep impression of Box 7. He had bought 3 pieces of ores in a row. He was a true nouveau riche. At this moment, they were shocked by the arrogance of Room 7. He also found it inconceivable that Room 7 dared to make a bid at this moment. After all, Wang Chen was not only the head of Qingqing Mountain, but also a powerful level 4 spirit reader. Even if the powerhouses of Heavenspan City encountered them, they would still have to be courteous. However, the person in Room 7 was a little too bold. He didn't give them any face at all. Wasn't that a little too bold? Was he really not afraid of death? Good, very good. I, Wang Cheng, will remember this. The old voice came from room number 3 again. However, this time, there was a strong threat in his tone. Su Chen pursed his lips and replied, "You're just a piece of trash from a second-rate sect. What are you trying to show off for? If you're not convinced, go out and practice. I can crush you with one hand." As soon as he said that, the whole place fell into a suffocating silence. Chapter 362. After a long time, Wang Chen's cold voice came from the third box. "You've got guts. I hope you're not someone who only knows how to talk big. I'll be waiting for you outside." With that, he opened the door of the box and walked straight out of the auction house. When he walked to the 7th box, some of Wang Chen's subordinates clamored. "Kid, don't be a coward. Damn it, what's the point of showing off? Do you think the little Qingqing sect wants to go to heaven?" Su Chen ignored them, but Chao Ran could not help but curse. Wang Chen snorted coldly. He didn't stop there and continued to walk out. When the people from Qingqing Mountain left the auction house, the hall on the first floor was in an uproar. Who the hell is in the 7th box? Isn't he too arrogant? How dare you challenge the royal city? Are you tired of living? Do they dare to go out? Are they really going to be cowards? I bet 1 energy stone that they definitely won't dare to go out. I bet 10 energy stones that they'll definitely die if they go out. Although there was a rule in Heaven Connect City that private fights were not allowed in the city, it also depended on who the opponent was. If a powerhouse like Wang Qing really made a move in Heaven Connect City, the people of Heaven Connect City would turn a blind eye to it. Therefore, everyone present thought that if the person in the 7th box dared to take a step out of the auction house, they would die tragically in the hands of Wang Chen. Just as everyone was talking, Su Chen got the essence fruit tree and planted it in the planting space. However, there was one thing that made him feel very strange. The longevity fruit tree and the essence fruit were both sacred objects of the demon plant lineage. However, the longevity fruit tree not only bore fruit but also grew a human face. The essence fruit tree looked no different from an ordinary spiritual plant. "Xiao Shou, are you sure this is the essence fruit tree?" Su Chen asked doubtfully. "Master, it's absolutely true. It's the essence fruit tree, but it's still in its infancy. After a certain period of time, it will be like me," the longevity fruit tree explained. Su Chen nodded slightly, then closed the plant dimension, and walked out of the room with Wu Yang and the others. The moment Su Chen appeared, all eyes were on him. When they saw how young Su Chen was, no one could remain calm. Oh my God! How can he be so young? This kind of trash wants to challenge Royal City? Young people shouldn't be too arrogant, and they shouldn't act tough. Otherwise, they'll be taught a painful lesson. Humph. Does he still have a chance to live? To everyone's knowledge, those incomparably powerful senior experts were usually very old. For someone as young as Su Chen, it was impossible for him to be strong. At most, he would be a level 2 evolver. Could a level 2 evolver be a match for a level 4 spirit reader? It was obvious what the outcome would be. Therefore, they unanimously believed that Su Chen would definitely die this time. Su Chen didn't care about this at all. Under everyone's gaze, he leisurely walked out. When he stepped out of the auction house's door, he saw a crowd outside. It was densely packed, and there were at least 1,000 of them. These people had obviously received the news and were all here to watch the show. Who among you is the one who shamelessly said that he wanted to kill me? Step forward. At that instant, a ferocious-looking old man glanced at Su Chen and the others and harumphed coldly. I said it. Su Chen rubbed his nose and walked forward. He glanced at the old man and said indifferently, You're that royal city, right? Chapter 363. Wang Cheng's face darkened, and he squinted at Su Chen again. In his eyes, Su Chen was so young, but he looked fearless, and he couldn't help but mutter. Was this guy fearless because he was ignorant? Or did he really have some strength? Unable to figure out Su Chen's background, Wang Cheng was not in a hurry to make a move. He said coldly, Boy, tell me your name, I don't kill nameless people. It seems that you are Wang Cheng. Su Chen's mouth twitched, and he said disdainfully, You want to know my name? You're not qualified. Damn it. When Su Chen's words fell, there was an uproar. The leader of Qingqing Mountain, a level 4 spirit reader master, was actually looked down upon by a young man? He was too pretentious, wasn't he? Wang Cheng's face was cold, and he stared coldly at Su Chen, murderous intent flashing in his eyes. He was humiliated in public in front of everyone. If he didn't kill this abominable boy in front of him, how could he survive in Yulin in the future? Boy, since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Wang Cheng gritted his teeth and growled, immediately releasing his mental strength. The mental strength released by a level 4 spirit reader master was no joke, and the people around suddenly felt an oppressive emotion in their hearts, and they all stepped back to avoid it. Su Chen originally didn't have to dodge. After all, he had the ancient god-demon body and could ignore any attack of the same level. But considering that Wu Yang and the others were around, and worried that they would be hurt, he also released his mental strength. The two mental strengths quickly entangled together. Although mental strength was invisible and colorless, the destructive power it produced could not be concealed. In the area between Su Chen and Wang Cheng, the void seemed to be distorted, and from time to time, there would be a pa-pa sound. The onlookers didn't know what was going on, and someone suddenly exclaimed. What's going on? Why is the void distorted together? Furthermore, I could feel a violent force tearing at me. Is it a collision between mental strengths? Also, why isn't that boy dead yet? Wouldn't a level 4 spiritual power kill him in an instant? Could it be that sect leader Wang was being merciful and wanted to spare that kid's life? Just as the onlookers were discussing, Wang Chen's expression was extremely ugly. Because he clearly recognized that the young man in front of him was not only a spirit reader master, but also a level 4 spirit reader master. But how could there be such a young level 4 spirit reader in this world? Even the prodigies of the Protoss, who were known for their outstanding talent in mental power, could not have reached this level at this age, right? Then who exactly was this young man in front of him? At that moment, Wang Qing felt a deep sense of dread. If it wasn't for his face, he would have even asked Su Chen for peace. Old thing, didn't you threaten to kill me? Why haven't you made your move yet? Su Chen mocked. You, Wang Chen gritted his teeth in anger. If I could kill you, why would I let you run your mouth here? However, although he was angry, he wouldn't say this out loud. After all, he was a well-known figure in Yulin. If he let the people around him know that he couldn't even deal with a young man, where would he put his old face? The onlookers faintly felt that something was wrong. Not only did Wang Chen not kill the other party for such a long time, but when the other party provoked him verbally, he didn't even dare to fart. What did this mean? It meant that the young man in front of him was not afraid of Wang Chen at all, or to put it bluntly, Wang Chen couldn't do anything to him at all. It was terrifying to think about. There were many people who thought of this, and their faces instantly changed. The way they looked at Su Chen changed from the initial contempt to awe and fear. Chapter 364. Since you're not going to make a move, then I won't hold back. Su Chen's lips curled into a strange smile as he slowly walked towards Wang Cheng. What is he trying to do? Wang Cheng's heart skipped a beat. From Su Chen's actions, it seemed like he wanted to engage in close combat. However, wasn't he a level 4 spirit reader? Since when were spirit readers so powerful? Did he really think of himself as an evolved person? The onlookers were also dumbfounded as they did not know why Su Chen was doing this. At this moment, they all widened their eyes and looked at Su Chen. Seeing Su Chen getting closer, Wang Cheng was scared. He turned around and shouted to his subordinates, "Attack together and kill him." Hearing this, his subordinates were all stunned and looked at each other. What was going on? The omnipotent and powerful sect leader actually asked them to gang up on a young man when he was fighting one-on-one? Was this real? Or did they hear wrongly? The onlookers also sighed and looked at Wang Cheng with disdain. Damn it, as a famous master, you still need to find help to deal with a young man who is not even 20 years old. Do you not care about your face? Do you not care about your dignity? Are you not ashamed? When Wang Cheng saw that his subordinates were still standing there in a daze, he shouted angrily, "Bastard, I told you to kill him, are you all King deaf?" Only then did his subordinates react. At this time, they did not have time to think and rushed towards Su Chen. Su Chen curled his lips and shot out a wind blade. Suddenly, a terrifying magical wave spread out. He's a wind element spirit reader. In the crowd, someone shouted in shock. The subordinates who rushed towards Su Chen were shocked. Compared to the others, they felt it the most. In the face of such a terrifying wind blade, their minds were completely shaken, and they could not summon any thoughts of resistance. Poochie, Poochie, in the sound of flesh being cut, the subordinates turned into small pieces of meat in the blink of an eye and scattered on the ground. Hiss. Witnessing this scene, everyone present sucked in a breath of cold air. At this moment, almost everyone's breathing stopped. Wang Cheng's eyelids kept twitching, his back was drenched in cold sweat, and his mind was in a mess. He muttered, "How is that possible? Wasn't he a level 4 spirit reader? How could he still be a level 4 mage?" There were 2 level 3 evolvers under his command, but they were still chopped into nothingness by Su Chen's wind blade. From this, it could be seen that Su Chen was at least a level 4 magician. Those who were closer to Monarch City were almost scared to death when they heard Monarch City's murmurs. A level 4 spirit reader and level 4 magic reader both belonged to the same youth. How frightening and inconceivable was this? At this moment, they also understood why Wang Cheng had ordered his subordinates to attack without caring about his reputation. It turned out that he had been frightened by the young man opposite them. Your subordinates are already on their way. As their boss, it's time for you to accompany them. Su Chen sneered and sped up. Don't kill me. Wang Cheng was scared out of his wits. When Su Chen rushed over, he turned and ran. However, he was only a spirit reader. His physique was only slightly stronger than a normal person's. How could he escape from Su Chen's palm? Don't make a futile struggle. A mocking voice drilled into Wang Cheng's ears. Before he could react, his head was blown apart by Su Chen's punch. Chapter 365. Witnessing this bloody scene, the surroundings fell into a strange silence. Everyone didn't even dare to breathe, and looked at Su Chen with awe in their eyes. A famous level 4 spirit reader master couldn't even make a splash in front of him, and his head was blown off with a punch. From this, it could be seen how terrifying Su Chen was. Moreover, they also found that Su Chen was likely to have 3 major professions, and he had high attainments in each of them. Before the age of 20, he had 3 major professions. Even if they saw it with their own eyes, the people present still felt like they were dreaming. Super strength, unparalleled talent, it was hard to imagine how high Su Chen's future achievements would be. Perhaps, in Yulin and even the entire Qinyu Island, Su Chen was worthy of the title of the strongest person. Those who had mocked Su Chen before were so scared that they almost peed their pants. They kept praying in their hearts that Su Chen wouldn't notice them. Otherwise, they wouldn't even know how they died. Su Chen's gaze swept across the crowd. Wherever he looked, everyone dodged or retreated. Some of the more timid ones even had their legs trembling. Enough of the excitement, disperse. Su Chen retracted his gaze and said lightly. Walala, everyone ran out desperately, for fear that if they were too slow, they would be noticed by Su Chen and lose their lives. After everyone dispersed, Su Chen walked to Wang Chen's corpse and searched it. Earlier, during the auction, Wang Cheng had bid 5,000 energy stones for the essence fruit tree. This meant that Wang Chen had at least 5,000 energy stones. Although Su Chen was rich, 5,000 energy stones were enough to move him. Soon, he found a cloth bag with a lot of high-level energy stones, and the highest was level 4. Happily putting the energy stones into the storage bag, Su Chen's face was full of smiles. Today's auction could be said to be very rewarding. After bidding for 3 ores, the Intelligent War Chariot, speed, defense, and detection range were all upgraded. He also obtained the essence fruit tree that he coveted. And the energy stones he had spent were only slightly more than 6,000. Including the energy stones obtained from Wang Cheng, the total cost was less than 2,000 energy stones. A moment later, Su Chen returned to Wu Yang's side. Chen Gu, where are we going next? Yang Hao asked. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and looked in a certain direction, saying indifferently, the City Lord's Mansion. The City Lord's Mansion was the most powerful force in Heaven Connect City, and it was also the authority of Heaven Connect City. Earlier, Su Chen had come to clear Heaven City for star-gathering stones. Later, after learning about the whereabouts of the essence fruit tree in the Heaven Warehouse Plain Market, he decided to participate in the auction first. Now that he had obtained the essence fruit tree, it was time to make a trip to the City Lord's Mansion. The City Lord's Mansion was located in the southern part of Heaven Connect City, and it would take a long time to walk there. Su Chen simply took out the Intelligent War Chariot and drove to the City Lord's Mansion. Heaven Connect City did not allow other forces to drive their MCV, but so what? Su Chen had killed many masters of the Hidden Fog sect in Qingqing Mountain, and his fame had already spread far and wide. At this time, who would dare to make trouble for him? As expected, the Intelligent War Chariot drove on the streets. Not only was there no one stopping it, those who saw it were like mice seeing a cat, avoiding it from afar. After locking on the location of the City Lord's Mansion, the Intelligent War Chariot slowly moved forward. After walking for a few kilometers, an earth-shattering explosion suddenly resounded in the city. Then, somewhere in the southern part of the city, a crystal white beam of light shot up into the sky and pierced through the clouds. But soon, the beam of light dissipated into nothingness, and Heaven Connect City returned to peace. Chapter 366. Why does it feel like the energy fluctuation of a realm passage? Could it be that the realm passage has been opened? Su Chen frowned slightly, then looked at the central control screen. On a certain spot on the central control screen, black dots quickly appeared, and the number increased. In the blink of an eye, there were hundreds of them. Foreign tribe creatures. Su Chen's eyelids twitched. The appearance of foreign tribe creatures meant that his guess was right. A realm passage had indeed appeared in Heaven Connect City. Su Chen took a closer look, and saw that the black dots had appeared in the City Lord's Mansion. Back when he was at the Fire Wolf Colony, he had learned from a level 4 evolver in Heaven Connect City that Heaven Connect City's purpose of purchasing star-gathering stones was to open a realm passage. Now, it seemed that Heaven Connect City had succeeded. Su Chen, what happened just now? Wu Yang asked blankly. The tremor and the beam of light just now were too strange, and he vaguely felt that something was not so simple. Su Chen explained, a realm passage has appeared in Heaven Connect City. Just now was a sign that the realm passage is forming. What? Wu Yang and the others were shocked. The appearance of the realm passage meant that a large number of foreign tribe creatures would appear in the future, and it was very likely to cause a storm of blood in Heaven Connect City. After all, Heaven Connect City was a large city with a population of millions. How many people would die? It was possible that blood would flow like a river and the people would be plunged into misery and suffering. Also, there was something they could not figure out. Since the domain passage had appeared in Heaven Connect City, why didn't the higher-ups of Heaven Connect City stop it? Why did they just watch as the domain passage took shape? Actually, Su Chen did not quite understand this point. As far as he knew, the power behind Heaven Connect City was Qilin Mountain, and the real owner of Qilin Mountain was the Imperial Beast Tribe. This meant that Qilin Mountain had a realm passage, so why would they open another one in Heaven Connect City? Could it be that this realm passage did not lead to the Imperial Beast Tribe's mainland? Or to another tribe? Su Chen pondered for a while. He couldn't figure it out for a while, so he didn't think too much about it. He ordered the intelligent war chariot, Satoshi, speed up to the city lord's mansion. Killing foreign creatures would drop fragments, so he naturally wouldn't miss this opportunity. As for which race the realm passageway led to, everything would be clear once they met. Master, a large number of alien creatures are flying towards us, the intelligent war chariot suddenly warned. Su Chen raised his eyebrows and shifted his gaze to the central control screen. Sure enough, the central control screen showed that thousands of black dots and hundreds of blue dots were heading this way. Their target is me? Su Chen had doubts in his heart, so he said to the people in the car, "You wait in the car. Xiao Tai and I will go down and have a look." Without knowing the exact strength of these creatures, he didn't dare to let the others take the risk. After getting out of the car, Su Chen and the mechanical soldier stood side by side, looking straight ahead. Rumble, a few minutes later, there was a violent tremor in the street ahead. What followed was a dense crowd of moving figures. It was a dark mass that completely blocked off the entire street. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and glanced around. He saw that there were not only humans, but also aliens riding on mutated beasts. The biggest characteristic of these aliens was that they had long blue hair and light blue eyes. Other than that, they did not look much different from humans. Chapter 367. When the aliens and humans got close, they all stopped in their tracks. "Are you here for me?" Su Chen rubbed his nose and asked faintly. Looking at the other party's posture, they were indeed here for him. Could it be that they were here to take revenge on him for killing the Hidden Fog sect in Qingqing Mountain? But even so, there was no need to make such a big fuss, right? The aliens and humans came together. It was a bit too big. At this time, a middle-aged man in a white robe walked out. He glanced at Su Chen and sneered, "Su Chen, you have killed countless people recently. You are too arrogant. Let's see how you can escape today." Su Chen was stunned and asked doubtfully, "How do you know my name?" Ever since he entered the Yulin area, he would kill almost everywhere he went. It was understandable that he would become famous. However, he had always said the name of Qilin Mountain's Mo Qingkong. How did the other party know his name? The middle-aged man smiled gloomily. "We have been paying attention to you for a long time. Since the Huangzi mountain range, you have been killing people from Tongtian City. You have some guts. You still dare to come here." Su Chen suddenly realized that he had killed people from Tongtian City in the Huangzi mountain range, Fire Wolf Gathering Place, and Full Moon City. It seemed that he had attracted the other party's attention long ago. The reason why they did not make a move was probably because they were afraid of his strength and did not dare to act rashly. And they did not make a move until now. It was obvious that because of these aliens, they thought that they could kill him. "Since you know my background, you still dare to find trouble with me. Aren't you afraid of death?" Su Chen's expression was relaxed, and his eyes were filled with contempt. The other party came aggressively, and there were many of them. Just their aura was enough to make people unable to breathe. If it was someone else, even a level 5 evolver, they would probably run away. But what kind of person was Su Chen? What kind of storms and waves had he not seen? Since his debut, he had seen more than 10 super experts. He was a master who could kill a level 5 evolver in an instant. The lineup in front of him was just a tiger. What were others in his eyes? Brat, you're crazy enough. A man of another race riding on a black boar stared at Su Chen like a tiger eyeing its prey. His words showed that he didn't think much of Su Chen at all. I've always been this arrogant. What can you do to me? Su Chen scolded and asked, which race are you from? The mutated tribe members, who were about to fly into a rage, were stunned when they heard that Su Chen could actually speak their language. They said softly, Kid, how do you know our beast tamer tribe's language? Could it be that you're from the Qilan mountain? Not everyone could speak the language of the beast tamers. The beast tamers of the Qilan mountain had existed for a long time, and they had worked closely with the humans there. He also suspected that Su Chen came from the Qilan mountain. Hearing this, Su Chen was also stunned. Since the other party was from the beast tamer clan, couldn't they just come and go from the Qilan mountain? Then why did they have to open up a new realm passage? Wasn't this like taking off one's pants to fart? Wasn't this superfluous? It's just the Qilan mountain, an ant-like existence. I really don't think much of it. Su Chen chuckled disdainfully, and then his gaze fell on the beast tamer clansman. Tell me your purpose for opening the interdomain passage in Heaven Connect City, and I'll leave you with an intact corpse. Huh, all of the mutated tribe members burst into unbridled laughter. They looked at Su Chen as if they were looking at a fool. It was the first time they had met someone who boasted so shamelessly like Su Chen. They found it especially funny. Chapter 368. After a long while, the laughter stopped. The beast tamer who was riding the black boar gave a signal to one of his men behind him. Talu, take him down. Remember, I want him alive. Yes, sir. A beast tamer who was riding a wild bull responded respectfully. Then, he pounced on Su Chen with an evil grin on his face. Thump. Thump. The wild bull mutant beast's body was huge, and its limbs were thick and strong. With every step it took, the ground cracked and the earth trembled. A level 4 mutated beast, Su Chen's eyes gradually narrowed, and a smile crossed the corner of his mouth. Level 4 mutated beasts were very rare. Killing one would yield a level 4 energy stone. The chances of shards dropping from it were also very high. Kid, have a taste of the power of the beast tamer clan. In the blink of an eye, the beast tamer who was riding the wild bull rushed to Su Chen and raised the long whip in his hand. Su Chen curled his lips and swung his sword. Boom. Crack. Amidst a thunderous roar, a blue torrent of lightning shot out from the blade and swept towards the beast tamer in the blink of an eye. Feeling the terrifying wave of lightning coming towards him, the beast tamer's expression changed drastically. He patted the head of the wild bull and shouted, "Release the earth shield." The wild bull also felt the approach of death. It roared into the sky and spat out a cloud of yellow mist. The mist floated in front of it. After a surge, it turned into a thick wall of earth that was a few meters tall. It was Su Chen's first time encountering a mutated beast that could release an earth element spell. However, he had absolute confidence in his lightning element spell, so he was not worried. In the next moment, the blue torrent crashed into the wall of earth. In just one hit, the wall collapsed. Then, it fell on the beast tamer and the wild bull. Sizzle, after the raging thunder and lightning, the beast tamer and the bison mutant beast turned into 2 charred corpses at the same time. Just as he fell, 5 rays of colorful light flashed. 5 fragments. The corners of Su Chen's lips curled upwards. His gaze drifted towards the other strange races, his eyes filled with greed. If killing a single foreign race or mutant beast could produce 5 shards, then if he were to kill all of them, how many would he get? Su Chen's imagination began to run wild. He seemed to see fragments all over the ground. At the same time, the beast tamers and humans on the other side were dumbfounded. Their eyes were filled with fear. The beast tamer on the black boar swallowed his saliva and twitched the corner of his mouth. One had to know that the subordinate he had sent was a level 4 evolver and a level 4 mutated beast. He was actually killed by Su Chen in an instant. Even though he saw it with his own eyes, he still felt that it was inconceivable. Su Chen's might completely exceeded his expectations. Even though he was a level 5 evolver, he was still unsure if he would be a match for Su Chen. The middle-aged man in the white robe next to him had a terrible look on his face. He already knew that Su Chen was very strong. That was why he waited for the beast tamers to arrive before attacking Su Chen. He did not expect that he had still underestimated Su Chen's strength. Killing a level 4 evolver and a level 4 mutated beast in an instant was something that even a level 5 evolver would not be able to do. At this moment, he vaguely felt that something was not right. He wanted to escape immediately. However, it was not up to him to decide whether to leave or not. It was up to the beast tamers to decide. He then turned his gaze towards the beast tamer on the black boar. Chapter 369. The beast tamer riding the black boar was in a dilemma. Finally, he gritted his teeth and roared, "Kill him!" Although Su Chen's strength made him fearful, he was confident that he could kill Su Chen with his level 5 cultivation and his many subordinates. Also, he was the leader of the first batch of beast tamers to come out after the interworld passage was connected. If he was scared away by a human in the first battle, how could he raise his head in the tribe in the future? Kill. The Imperial Beast clan was also a very fierce clan. They quickly recovered from the previous shock and rushed towards Su Chen with a roar. The beast tamer riding the black boar led the charge and rushed to the front. Seeing this, the white-robed man went all out. He led his subordinates and followed closely behind the beast tamer tribe. Facing thousands of strong people, Su Chen was still calm. After putting the enchanted sword into his storage bag, his hands gradually glowed with a golden light. Then, he threw a punch forward. In an instant, 100 golden fists appeared in the air. It was like a golden mountain. The aura it emitted was like a stormy sea. Suddenly, the beast tamers and humans were pressured to the point that they could not breathe. What is this? How can it have such terrifying power? The beast tamer riding on the black boar cried out in alarm, his face full of fear. Even though he was a level 5 evolver, he still felt like he would be crushed to death under the pressure of this fist. The others were scared out of their wits, and their original charging momentum came to an abrupt halt. The white-robed man hesitated, then turned around and ran. Su Chen looked and threw a punch. Bang bang. Boom, amidst the sounds of bones breaking and explosions. More than half of the beast tamers and humans were dead. Even the beast tamers riding the black boar had fallen to the ground. Although they were not dead yet, they were breathing heavily. It seemed that they would not survive. Those who were lucky enough to survive were scared out of their wits by Su Chen's punch. They ran for their lives. Su Chen's eyes turned cold. He chased after them and threw another, Pegasus meteor punch. Other than the white-robed man who was quick to escape, the others either died on the spot or fell to the ground with heavy injuries. Lil Tai, don't leave a single one alive. Kill them all. Su Chen ordered. He activated Continue Battle Boots, and chased after the white-robed man. The white-robed man had a close relationship with the beast tamers. He must know a lot. He had a lot of doubts, so he could capture him and interrogate him. After receiving Su Chen's order, the mechanical soldier waved its scimitar and began to slaughter the beast men and humans who were still alive. Not long after, Su Chen carried the white-robed man back to the original place. After throwing him to the ground, he waved at the intelligent war chariot. Everyone in the car knew that Su Chen was calling them to dig for energy stones. They all got out of the car and started working. Su Chen looked at the white-robed man and said coldly, "Tell me about your background." Remember, if you dare to lie, I'll make you beg for death." The white-robed man lying on the ground trembled. He quickly replied, "Senior, I'm Jiang Wei, the current city lord of Sky Connect City." He even caught a big fish. Su Chen raised his eyebrows and said in a low voice, "You opened up the interrealm passage in Sky Connect City?" Jiang Wei hesitated and said in a trembling voice, "Yes." Opening up the interrealm passage would undoubtedly bring disaster to the human race. He could be said to be the sinner of the human race. However, he did not dare to hide anything in front of Su Chen. He had experienced Su Chen's methods. When he was escaping, he resisted a little and had one of his arms broken. He did not want to try again. Chapter 370. Is the interdomain passage connected to the Imperial Beast Continent? Su Chen continued to ask. "It's the Imperial Beast Continent," Jiang Wei answered honestly. Su Chen frowned slightly and pondered for a while. He asked again, "Isn't there an interdomain passage connected to the Imperial Beast Continent on Qilin Mountain? Why do you want to open another one?" This was something that he had always been puzzled about. "Senior, the Imperial Beast clan on Qilin Mountain and here are divided into two factions. The former belongs to the southern barbarians, while the latter belongs to the northern barbarians," Jiang Wei explained. "Southern barbarians, northern barbarians." Su Chen muttered. Now, he finally figured out what was going on. It was normal for there to be many factions on a continent. The Imperial Beast clan was no exception. However, they all seemed to be drooling over the human continent and wanted to get a share of the pie. Thinking of the other factions in Yulin that were all supported by the mutated tribe, Su Chen couldn't help but sigh. It was an indisputable fact that the human race was weak. After calming himself down, Su Chen asked calmly, "What's the highest level of the Imperial Beast clan powerhouse that came out of the interdomain passage here?" Killing the mutated tribe members would give him fragments. He naturally wouldn't miss this opportunity. However, before that, he had to figure out the other party's strength and be prepared. The interdomain passage hasn't fully stabilized yet. The strongest powerhouse that can come out is at level 5, Jiang Wei thought for a while and replied. Su Chen's eyes suddenly lit up. With his current strength, he could kill a level 5 evolver in a second. This way, he could go all out and destroy the Imperial Beast clan. After getting the information he wanted, Su Chen gave Jiang Wei a quick death and smashed his head with a punch. After that, he started to pick up the fragments. This time, he killed more than 1,000 Imperial Beast clan members and mutated beasts. Although the number wasn't much, the number of fragments that dropped was very impressive. There were more than 500 fragments. It was a pity that there weren't any purple gold fragments. Su Chen started to pick up the fragments that were closest to him. Picked up, Ice of the North, Fragment X1, 9/10. Fragments are not full, cannot be used. Can be exchanged for energy points. No. The Northern Chill Ice was the same as the 9th Hell Ice. They were both ice element concretions. Once successfully collected, the ice element magic would be able to fuse with the two concretions. Its power was probably comparable to that of a level 6 spell. Su Chen was also looking forward to it. He didn't know if the remaining fragments would appear. After a while, he continued to pick up the fragments. Picked up, Brilliant Shadow Quenching Stone, Fragment X1, 2/10. Fragment not full, cannot be used, can be exchanged for energy points. No. Picked up, Sky Raising Sky Splitting Axe, Fragment *1, 150. The fragment is not full, so it cannot be used. It can be exchanged for energy points. No. Half an hour later, all the fragments had been collected. Su Chen was a little excited. The reason was that the Northern Chill Ice had been successfully collected, and it had automatically been integrated into the ice magic. From now on, ice elemental spell techniques would become one of his trump cards. In addition to the Northern Chill Ice, the energy points had also reached 3,000. Su Chen opened the Doomsday Mall and checked the exchange points for the level 5 all attributes fragment. When he saw that it only required 1,000 energy points, his heart skipped a beat. He could now exchange for a level 5 all attributes fragment at any time to become a level 5 evolver, a level 5 spirit reader, and a level 5 mage. However, with his current strength, almost no one could threaten him. It would be a waste to exchange for it too early. He decided to continue to accumulate energy points and exchange for other useful things first. Chapter 371. Su Chen returned to the Intelligent War Chariot and looked at the central control screen. When he saw a large number of black dots coming out of the mayor's mansion, a smile appeared on his face. The more beast tamers came out, the more he could kill, and the more fragments he could get. After Wu Yang and the others finished digging up the energy stones, Su Chen signaled the Intelligent War Chariot to drive straight to the mayor's mansion. After a few minutes, a large group of people came to the street in front of them. Everyone looked panicked, as if they were fleeing for their lives. Su Chen guessed that it must be the beast tamers who were slaughtering the humans in Tongtian City. Satoshi, speed up. Su Chen's face was cold. As a fellow human, he naturally did not want to see his compatriots being slaughtered. Wu Yang and the others were also furious. Chen Gu, let us do it this time. Those mutated tribesmen are too hateful. Yang Hao volunteered. Su Chen could understand their feelings, but he was still relatively calm. The mutated tribesmen were not zombies. They were not that easy to kill. As for the beast tamers, he knew that none of them were weak. Most of them were evolvers above level 2, and they had the help of mutated beast mounts, which made them even more powerful. Among them, except for him and the mechanical soldier, the others would be in danger if they went up against the beast tamers. Even Wu Yang and Yang Lingtian could not do it, not to mention Yang Hao and the others. Let's see how it goes. Su Chen did not deny it immediately. In case the beast tamers who came out later were too weak, Yang Hao and the others could practice. Master, there is a large group of mutated tribesmen in front. After driving for a kilometer, the Intelligent War Chariot suddenly warned. Charge. Su Chen's eyes turned cold, and there was a murderous look in his eyes. Yes. Without hesitation, the Intelligent War Chariot rushed into the crowd of beast tamers. These familiars were chasing after the humans of Tongtian City when they suddenly saw MCV rushing towards them. Suddenly, they were a little excited. They didn't care about slaughtering the other humans and rushed towards the Intelligent War Chariot, while shouting. The Intelligent War Chariot wasn't afraid at all and collided head-on. Bang bang. Crack, amidst the sounds of bones breaking, the beast tamers that had rushed forward were all sent flying. After falling to the ground, they could no longer get up. After the Intelligent Chariot was upgraded, its defense could withstand the attack of a level 4 evolver. These beast tamers were only level 1 or 2. Choosing to fight the Intelligent War Chariot head-on was tantamount to throwing an egg at a rock. The rest of the beast tamers fled like rats when they saw how terrifying the Intelligent War Chariot was. Satoshi, chase after them and crush them. Su Chen sneered. The Intelligent War Chariot was running at full speed, chasing after the beast tamers and slaughtering them. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of beast tamers had fallen under the wheels of the Intelligent War Chariot. Cries of agony were heard one after another, echoing in the sky above Tongtian City. Along the way, countless beastmen were crushed to death. The whole street was soaked in blood. Just as they were about to reach the city lord's mansion, an unusually tall beast tamer from the beast tamer clan was galloping towards them. He was even riding a colorful tiger. From the aura of the man and the beast, Su Chen determined that they were level 4. Although a level 4 evolver wasn't enough to hurt the Intelligent War Chariot, it was impossible for the Intelligent War Chariot to crush them. Su Chen stopped the Intelligent War Chariot and let the mechanical soldier go down to meet them. Chapter 372. How dare you? How dare you kill a beast tamer? Die. The tall beast tamer was aggressive as he waved two golden axes in his hands. It looked like he wanted to destroy the intelligent war chariot with one swing. The mechanical soldier did not say anything and swung its blade to meet the attack. A mere puppet dares to be so arrogant? Eat my axe. The tall beast tamer looked at the mechanical soldier with disdain. He did not take the mechanical soldier seriously at all. Although puppets were rare, he had seen them a few times. In his impression, puppets had not exceeded level 3. Therefore, he thought that the mechanical soldier was at most a level 3 puppet. With his strength, he could smash the mechanical soldier into pieces with one swing of his axe. Unexpectedly, he was at a disadvantage as soon as they started fighting. Due to his carelessness, his arm was almost cut off by the mechanical soldier's blade. Fortunately, at the critical moment, the big tiger under him helped and repelled the mechanical soldier. A level 4 puppet. A layer of cold sweat appeared on the tall beast tamer's forehead. He had never heard of a level 4 puppet. Moreover, the mechanical soldier was made of metal and could ignore some damage. Therefore, its combat power had exceeded the level of a level 4 puppet. After figuring out the details of the mechanical soldier, the tall beast tamer did not dare to be careless. He joined forces with the multicolored tiger to fight the mechanical soldier. For a moment, the two sides were evenly matched. Su Chen had been paying attention to the battle. If it was a one-on-one battle, neither the tall beast tamer nor the multicolored tiger would be a match for the mechanical soldier. However, the man and the beast worked together very well. The mechanical soldier could not do anything to them in a short period of time. Seeing this, Su Chen did not want to continue watching. After getting out of the car, he shouted at the mechanical soldier, "Xiao Tai, back off." After the mechanical soldier left the battle, Su Chen released his mind energy to slow down the tall beast tamer and the big multicolored tiger. At the same time, he held the enchanted divine sword and slashed horizontally. In an instant, a fiery dragon that emitted scorching heat wriggled up. No! The tall beast tamer screamed in despair. His entire body, together with the big multicolored tiger under him, was directly burned into ashes. To think that there's actually a powerhouse like you among the humans. This queen is rather surprised. Suddenly, a woman's melodious voice entered Su Chen's ears. Su Chen looked in the direction of the sound and saw a giant silver snake slowly slithering over. This giant snake was covered in a layer of silver scales. Its body was more than 30 meters long, and its body was as thick as a water bucket. It gave off a very shocking feeling. Oh my God! I can't believe there's such a big snake in the world. Yang Hao and the others in the intelligent war chariot were stunned. Wu Yang's expression became somewhat ugly, because he could clearly feel the aura of the giant snake. It was abnormally majestic and terrifying, giving him a feeling of fear. Su Chen glanced at the giant silver snake and shifted his gaze to the top of the giant snake. A woman from the beast tamer tribe was sitting cross-legged on the giant snake's head. Her body was covered in a white veil. This woman looked to be in her 20s. She also had shoulder-length blue hair. Her appearance was delicate, her skin was fair, and her pair of big sparkling eyes were as bright as the stars. Overall, this woman from the beast tamer tribe could be considered a beauty no matter where she was. Her beauty was not inferior to Tan Lin and Yang Qian. Su Chen had seen many mutated tribes, but most of them were ugly and crooked. It was the first time he had seen such a beauty from the beast tamer tribe. Chapter 373. At the same time, the beauty from the imperial beast tribe was also sizing up Su Chen. In her eyes, Su Chen was a young man with a tall and straight figure, a handsome face, and an extraordinary temperament. Without a doubt, Su Chen was a rare handsome man in the world. With just a glance, the beauty from the Imperial Beast tribe's eyes shone with a strange light. Her mind was also spinning. Human, I can give you a chance to live. The beauty from the Imperial Beast tribe stared at Su Chen and said slowly. Although her tone was gentle, there was a hint of authority. It was as if she had complete control over Su Chen's life and death. Give me a chance to live? Tell me about it. Su Chen rubbed his nose and asked with a smile. As long as you agree to stay by my side, not only will I not kill you, but I will also pamper you and let you enjoy all the glory and wealth. The beauty from the Imperial Beast tribe said seriously. There was even a hint of anticipation on her face. Su Chen's face suddenly darkened. The meaning in her words was obvious. She wanted him to be her boy toy. Damn it. Wasn't this too cheap? Were all the women from the Imperial Beast tribe so shameless? How could she have the nerve to say something like that? I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in a cheap slut like you. Su Chen snorted coldly. He could even guess that if she could say something like that, she must have gathered many men around her. Just thinking about it made him feel disgusted. Hearing that, the beauty from the Imperial Beast tribe's face showed a hint of anger. However, she suppressed her anger and said in a low voice, Do you know what will happen if you reject me? Su Chen curled his lips and smiled contemptuously. I'm going to uproot your Imperial Beast tribe. Why would I be afraid of your threats? Hee hee, the beauty from the Imperial Beast tribe laughed instead of being angry. She sized up Su Chen again and a hint of admiration appeared on her face. In her opinion, although Su Chen was boasting shamelessly, he was also quite brave. She had not met a man like him for a long time. Because of that, she became more and more interested in Su Chen. Do you think that you can be so arrogant in front of me just because you killed Ta Wang? The beauty from the Imperial Beast tribe scolded softly. Then, she said in disdain, although De Wang is a level 5 evolved being, he is the weakest level 5 in the Imperial Beast tribe. If you still don't agree, I can capture you with one hand. Then don't be so long-winded. Let me see how capable a bitch like you is. Su Chen snorted, not taking the other party's threats seriously at all. The beauty from the Imperial Beast tribe bit her lips lightly, and for the first time, her face showed signs of anger. Su Chen kept calling her a slut. Her patience had reached its limit. Since you're up to no good, then have a taste of my power. The beauty of the Imperial Beast tribe shouted and raised her hand to shoot out a white blast of air toward Su Chen. At the same time, the giant silver snake opened its mouth and spat out a white mist, which swept towards Su Chen. Level 5 Ice Element Technique. Feeling a bone-chilling cold coming towards him, Su Chen raised his eyebrows slightly and secretly channeled his fire element magical power. When the white blast of air and mist came close to Su Chen, it suddenly froze and turned into a piece of solid ice, enveloping Su Chen. He saw that Su Chen was slowly frozen from his feet up. Su Chen, Chen Gu, the people from the intelligent war chariot, had a drastic change in expression, and they were extremely worried. You talk big, but it's a pity that you're too weak. The beauty from the Imperial Beast tribe's eyes were filled with disdain. Previously, Su Chen's words were very arrogant. She thought that Su Chen would at least have some skills. She did not expect that he could not even take one of her attacks. He also thought that Su Chen was just a flowery person who knew how to talk. Is that what you think? Su Chen sneered. A flame suddenly shot out from his palm and circled around his body, quickly melting the solid ice on his body. Chapter 374. Su Chen had the ancient godly demon body, which could resist a portion of level 5 spells. Coupled with the fire element magic of the desert sand fire, it was a piece of cake for him to break the level 5 icebound spell. Su Chen is fine. Chen Gu is awesome. Seeing how easily Su Chen broke the 2 level 5 spells, the people in the intelligent war chariot cheered. How did you do it? The Imperial Beast tribe beauty's mouth twitched slightly. She looked at Su Chen as if she had seen a ghost. She really could not understand. Su Chen was only level 4. Why was the level 5 spell cast by her and the giant silver snake ineffective against him? Could it be that he was hiding his strength? But even a level 6 evolver would not be able to deal with 2 level 5 icebound spells so easily, right? Moreover, Su Chen was not even 20 years old. It was already unbelievable that he had reached level 4. How could he be a level 6? Unable to figure out the situation, the Imperial Beast Tribe Beauty panicked. It's impolite not to reciprocate. I've seen your icebound spell. Now, it's time for you to witness my icebound spell. The corners of Su Chen's mouth curved into a strange arc as he said faintly. You know icebound spell too? The Imperial Beast Tribe Beauty was stunned. Su Chen had just cast a powerful fire element magic. This meant that he was a fire element magic psychic. Then why did he cast an ice element spell? Could he be a double element magic psychic? Thinking of this, the Imperial Beast Tribe Beauty trembled and looked at Su Chen. In her eyes, Su Chen was holding a pitch-black battle sword and slashing it at her. Then, a white torrent shot out from the saber, and a terrifying icy aura spread out. Wherever it passed, the temperature instantly dropped below freezing point, and even the air seemed to be frozen. The people in the intelligent war chariot felt a sense of familiarity even though they were far away. At this moment, they felt as if they were in a world of ice and snow. They could not help but start to shiver. The Imperial Beast Tribe Beauty felt it even more deeply. Her heart was trembling. The ice element spell cast by Su Chen had completely surpassed level 5. It gave her a strong feeling. She even felt that a level 6 ice element spell did not have such terrifying power. The ice element spell cast by Su Chen was a combination of northern frost ice and mysterious ice. In addition to the effects of the enchanted sword, its power had surpassed that of a level 6 spell. It was reasonable for it to have such a deterrent spell. What level is he a magic psychic? The beauty from the Imperial Beast Tribe had lost all hope in the face of the white torrent. She did not have the slightest intention to resist and allowed the white torrent to enter her body. The next moment, she was frozen into an ice sculpture. The horrified expression on her face was clearly visible, but the life aura on her body had been completely extinguished. As for her giant snake mount, just like her, it was turned into an ice sculpture more than 30 meters long. Qin Ji's icebound spell is too violent. Yang Hao clenched his fist. His eyes were full of admiration. His respect for Su Chen had increased to another level. Seeing Su Chen kill a level 5 master with a single icebound spell, the Imperial Beast Tribe members who followed them were scared out of their wits. Run for your lives. No one knew who shouted, but the hundreds of Imperial Beast clansmen scattered and fled toward the city lord's mansion. Su Chen looked around and aimed at the escaping Imperial Beast Tribe members. He threw a Pegasus meteor punch at them. More than half of the Imperial Beast Tribe members were killed. Those who were lucky enough to escape were killed by the mechanical soldiers. Chapter 375. Su Chen waved at the intelligent war chariot, then began to pick up the fragments. There weren't many beast tamers and mutant beasts killed this time. The fragments that were dropped were only about 200. However, as he had killed his way here, the fragments were scattered. It took him more than half an hour to finish picking them up. Returning to the intelligent war chariot, Su Chen glanced at the central control screen. There were still a large number of black dots in the mayor's mansion, numbering in the thousands. Moreover, they were no longer scattered outwards. It was as if they were hiding together, ready to fight. Su Chen knew that he had killed 2 groups of beast tamers in a row, including many level 5 beast tamers. The beast tamers must be terrified. "Humph, do you think I won't kill you if you hide together?" Su Chen snorted softly, then turned to instruct the intelligent war chariot, "Satoshi, continue to the mayor's mansion." "Yes, The intelligent war chariot ignited and moved towards the mayor's mansion. 10 minutes later, in front of a huge building, a large number of beast tamers gathered. Every beast tamer was riding a mutant beast. There were all kinds of mutant beasts, such as bears, bulls, tigers, lions, and so on. When the intelligent war chariot appeared in front of them, the half-beast clan began to stir. Everyone's faces were filled with uneasiness. A man's name was like a tree's shadow. Su Chen had killed many of their clansmen along the way. Among them, there were dozens of level 4 beast tamers and above. Facing a god of slaughter like Su Chen, they were a little afraid, or rather, afraid. Squeak. After the intelligent war chariot stopped, Su Chen walked out of the chariot casually, along with the mechanical soldier. The others were still left in the chariot. Human, you've killed so many of our clansmen. Are you still not going to let it go? At this time, an old man with a small head and a round body walked out from the beast tamer clan. From afar, he looked like a gourd with a pinched waist. The mutant beast he was riding was also very strange. It was a mutant beast with 2 heads, a slender body, but a huge head. A man and a beast, they were a perfect match. The beast tamer with a small head snorted coldly, staring at Su Chen, looking unusually angry. If he wasn't afraid of Su Chen's strength, he would have rushed up and killed Su Chen. Let it go. Su Chen snorted and scolded, you beast tamers invaded our territory and slaughtered our fellow humans. How dare you ask me to let it go so shamelessly? Damn it, you're cursing your neighbor. The small-headed beast tamer was so angry that the corner of his mouth twitched. He gritted his teeth and said, Human, we have a level 9 powerhouse in our clan. Those who go against us beast tamers will definitely suffer. Seeing that Su Chen was somewhat unscrupulous, he could only bring out the powerhouses of his clan to intimidate Su Chen. Not to mention a mere level 9, even the existence of more than 10 levels is an ant in my eyes. Su Chen's face was full of contempt as he shouted. He was definitely not a match for existences 10 levels higher than him now, but that didn't mean he would never be a match for them. With his advancement speed, he would reach that level in no time. By then, he would still be able to crush them. The beast tamer with a small head swallowed his saliva. Existences 10 levels higher than them were all mighty figures in the universe. No matter which clan they were in, they were all high and mighty, respected by tens of thousands of people. Yet, they were mere ants in your eyes? Damn it, there should be a limit to acting cool. No matter how talented you are, no matter how strong you are, you shouldn't be so arrogant, right? The beast tamer with a small head took a deep breath, and said in a deep voice, My clan doesn't want to be your enemy. If you leave now, we can give you some benefits. Facing an expert like Su Chen who could easily kill a level 5 evolver, he knew he was no match for him. In order to protect the interworld passage, and to prevent his clansmen from being slaughtered, he humbled himself and started discussing with Su Chen. Chapter 376. Su Chen's heart skipped a beat. He had to kill these people from the Beast Tamer clan, but why not trick them before that? Just like how he teased the half-beast clan in Etion City, wouldn't that be more satisfying? After a moment of silence, Su Chen raised his voice and said, If you can give me something that I'm satisfied with, I'll consider it. The small-headed Beast Tamer clan member was overjoyed and coughed softly. What do you need? What he was most afraid of was that Su Chen would be stubborn and refuse to negotiate with him. As long as he could keep Su Chen under control, he could accept any price he had to pay. Because this interworld passage was too important to the Bai clan. And as long as the interworld passage was completely stabilized, their powerhouses would be able to enter the human continent continuously. When that time came, he would skin this detestable brat alive. Give me one level 1 to level 5 mutated beast each, Su Chen said calmly. He only asked for mutated beasts for the super ancient devouring adamantine mosquito. That guy leveled up by devouring the blood of mutated beasts. Previously, he was so engrossed in killing that he didn't leave a single mutated beast behind. Now that he had the chance, he naturally wanted to help the super ancient devouring adamantine mosquito level up. Level 5 mutated beast. The small-headed beast tamer clan member's face darkened. Level 5 mutated beasts were treasures in any clan, so he naturally couldn't bear to give them away. We don't have any level 5 mutated beasts for you, but we can use 2 level 4 mutated beasts instead. Worried that he would anger Su Chen, the small-headed beast tamer clan member still spoke in a negotiating tone. Su Chen snorted and looked displeased. How could such a large beast tamer clan not have any level 5 mutated beasts? Who was he kidding? He had personally killed 2 level 5 mutated beast mounts before, and wasn't the two-headed mutated beast on the other side also level 5? Since you don't have any level 5 mutated beasts, I'll use your mounts to make up the numbers, Su Chen sneered. Woo-woo, the two-headed mutated beast growled and shot a cold light from its eyes, as if warning Su Chen not to have any ideas about it. Human, don't push your luck. The small-headed beast tamer was so angry that his chest heaved up and down. The conditions he offered were already quite generous, but he never thought that Su Chen still wouldn't agree. This was simply going too far. As for his mount, it was indeed a level 5 mutated beast. However, this two-headed mutated beast had been with him for many years. Putting aside his feelings for it, his strength would be greatly reduced if he gave it away. Without strength, how could he establish himself in the beast tamer clan? Therefore, he would never agree to Su Chen's request for him to give away his mount. So, you're forcing me to make a move? Su Chen gradually narrowed his eyes, and his voice became cold. If the other party dared to refuse, he would immediately make a move. At most, he would spend some effort and leave behind a few mutated beasts. The small-headed beast tamer's heart skipped a beat when he heard that. His expression became gloomy. Although he didn't know Su Chen well, he could feel Su Chen's killing intent. Once they started fighting, they might not be a match for him. And once they were defeated, they wouldn't be able to keep the interworld passage. After analyzing the pros and cons, the small-headed beast tamer finally gave in. However, he didn't give away his mount. Instead, he brought another one from the beast tamer continent and gave it to Su Chen along with the other 4. Su Chen knocked out the 5 mutated beasts and threw them all into the pet-rearing space. He would leave the rest to the super-devouring ancient adamantine mosquito. Chapter 377. Human, I've given you the mutated beasts. Can you leave now? The small-headed beast tamer suppressed his anger after Su Chen extorted 5 mutated beasts. What's the rush? Prepare another 100 level 4 energy stones for me, Su Chen said naturally. He had to find an excuse before he killed the beast tamer tribe. If the other party compromised, he could make another fortune. If the other party did not agree, he could use this opportunity to attack. It would be perfectly justified. You want another 100 level 4 energy stones? The small-headed beast tamer tribe member's eyes widened. He gritted his teeth so hard that they creaked. His anger was obvious. At this moment, he wanted nothing more than to skin Su Chen alive. Not only did he not give up after extorting 5 mutated beasts, he even asked for more. Did he really think the beast tamer tribe was a fool? Did he think he could do whatever he wanted with them? The other beast tamers were also furious. A violent aura filled the air. Although the beast tamer tribe was not considered a powerful tribe, no other tribe had dared to provoke them. Now, they were being threatened by a weak human cultivator at their doorstep. They felt extremely humiliated and did not intend to compromise any longer. Just one word. Are you giving me the stones or not? Su Chen narrowed his eyes and stared at the other party. Human, you didn't keep your word. Do you really think the beast tamer tribe is a pushover? The small-headed beast tamer tribe member roared. Perhaps because he was too angry, the muscles on his face were twitching. How did I not keep my word? Su Chen pursed his lips and sneered. We agreed that I would only leave after I got what I was satisfied with. If you don't give me the energy stones, I won't be satisfied. Of course, I won't leave. What a cunning human. The small-headed beast tamer tribe member gritted his teeth in anger. At this moment, he knew that he had been played by Su Chen. He was sure that even if he gave away the energy stones, Su Chen would continue to make unreasonable demands. Thinking of this, he was completely enraged. A man who is never content is like a snake trying to swallow an elephant. Human, you deserve to die. The small-headed beast tamer tribe member growled. Just as he was about to fight to the death with Su Chen, a dignified voice came from the domain passage. Tamu, give him the energy stones. Su Chen raised his eyebrows. He knew that the person who spoke must be a powerhouse from the beast tamer tribe. He might even be a level 9 existence. Holy Lord, this human is very treacherous. I'm afraid that he won't keep his word, explained the small-headed beast tamer clan member Tamu respectfully while facing the interrealm passage. It doesn't matter. Just give it to him. The dignified voice sounded again. Yes. Tamu didn't dare hesitate. He took out a cloth bag from his waist and tossed it to Su Chen. Su Chen released his spiritual force to check, and after confirming that the number was correct, he happily put it into the storage bag. Then, he looked at Tamu and reprimanded him like an old man. Tamu, learn from those old bastards from your Imperial Beast clan. Lower your head when facing an expert. This way, you might be able to save your pathetic life. Su Chen's words were sharp. He was openly humiliating Tamu. In fact, he was also indirectly slapping the face of the beast tamer tribe. How dare you! Tamu flew into a rage. Su Chen humiliating him was one thing, but he actually dared to mock the holy lord of the beast tamer tribe. This was intolerable. At this moment, he was already on the verge of exploding with rage. He was just waiting for the holy lord's order to kill Su Chen without hesitation. Even if he knew that he was no match for him, he was fearless. You've already gotten the item. Leave quickly. Otherwise, the fury of our beast tamer tribe isn't something that a lowly human like you can bear. The holy lord of the beast tamer clan shouted coldly. An enormous pressure rushed out of the interrealm passage and swept towards Su Chen. Su Chen allowed the pressure to come at him, but his expression was stern and fearless. He said calmly, I wanted to leave earlier, but you came to threaten me. I'm very unhappy now. What do you want? Asked the holy lord of the beast tamer clan. It's very simple. Su Chen curled his lips and said mockingly, kneel down and call me grandpa, and I'll forgive you. Chapter 378. As soon as he said that, the entire place fell into an eerie silence. Even Tamu was dumbfounded. Su Chen's arrogance had completely exceeded his imagination. Their holy lord was at the peak of level 9, while Su Chen was only at level 4. Who gave him the courage? Who gave him the courage to be so unscrupulous? Moreover, he had humiliated their holy lord in front of so many members of the beast tamer clan. Even if he were to die 10,000 times, he would not be able to atone for his sins. Holy Lord, please let us kill this arrogant person. Tamu and the other members of the beast tamer clan were agitated. They swore to kill Su Chen to protect their holy lord's dignity. The holy lord of the beast tamer clan could no longer suppress his anger. He said sternly, kill. Kill. In an instant, all the members of the beast tamer clan charged towards Su Chen with bloodshot eyes. You overestimate yourself. Su Chen snorted coldly. After infusing the ice element magic into the enchanted sword, he swung his sword horizontally. A white torrent swept over, and a terrifying chill spread throughout the area. The temperature in the area dropped rapidly. It was as if they had suddenly entered a world of ice. Everything, including the air, froze. Tamu and the other members of the beast tamer clan were the first to bear the brunt of the impact. After being submerged by the white torrent, they turned into ice sculptures one by one. Seeing this, the holy lord of the beast tamer clan's eyelids twitched. Su Chen was only at level 4, but the ice element magic that he had released was above level 6. He found it unbelievable. At the same time, he also realized that Su Chen was definitely a rare cultivation genius in the world. In the future, when he grew up, he would become a top existence among all clans. Damn it. The Holy Lord of the Beast Tamer clan was surrounded by a violent aura. His eyes were burning with anger. If Su Chen continued to grow, he would definitely become a great enemy of the Beast Tamer clan in the future. At this moment, he wished he could kill Su Chen with one hand. However, there was nothing he could do with the interworld passage between them. He could only bury this murderous intent deep in his heart. At the same time, the remaining members of the Imperial Beast clan were caught in a dilemma. The deaths of Ta Mu and the other clansmen made them deeply feel Su Chen's strength, and they instinctively felt a trace of fear. However, the Divine Lord was watching them from the other side of the passageway. If they were afraid and didn't move forward, they would also incur the wrath of the Holy Master. The only outcome would be death. What are you waiting for? Kill him. The Holy Lord of the beast-taming tribe shouted angrily when he saw his subordinate standing there in a daze. Under the heavy pressure, the remaining beast-tamers could only brace themselves and attack Su Chen. Satoshi, do it. Su Chen roared. There were more than 1,000 beast-tamers left. In order to end the battle quickly, he asked the intelligent war chariot to help him. The intelligent chariot received the order and quickly released the magnetic storm net. Powerful electric currents intertwined and turned into a giant blue net, covering the beast-tamers who were flying over. Su Chen also made his move at this moment, punching out in the air. Whoosh whoosh, as the fist wind whistled, 100 golden fist shadows appeared in the air and landed on the beast-tamers. Rumble, amidst the earth-shattering collisions, the beast-tamers wailed in agony. More than half of them were killed in an instant. The remaining few beast-tamers broke down completely. At this moment, they couldn't care less about the Holy Lord's order. They turned around and fled toward the interworld passage. Naturally, Su Chen wouldn't let them escape. He chased after them and bombarded them with spells, killing them all. Chapter 379. Seeing this, the Holy Lord of the Beast-Taming tribe was stunned. He mumbled, "He's an all-elemental psychic." Previously, Su Chen had taken turns to use spells of various elements. His identity as an all-elemental psychic was obvious. Although the Holy Lord of the Beast-Taming tribe was at the pinnacle of level 9, he was still extremely shocked when he saw this. He had cultivated for thousands of years. What kind of genius had he not seen? But a freak like Su Chen was something he had never heard of before. Even those who had surpassed level 10 at Su Chen's age would not have achieved as much as Su Chen. They would not even be 1/10 of what Su Chen had achieved. Those who had surpassed level 10, which one of them was not a person with extraordinary talent. But compared to Su Chen, he seemed to be overshadowed a lot. Furthermore, the Holy Lord of the Beast-Taming tribe had also observed that Su Chen was not only a psychic, but also a powerful evolver. Level for all-elemental psychic, level for evolver, less than 20 years old. However, all of this had happened to a weak human. What an unimaginable thing this was. At the same time, the Holy Lord of the Beast-Taming tribe felt a deep sense of defeat. Originally, with his talent, even if he was not as talented as those who had surpassed level 10, he could still be considered one of the top 10,000. But the talent that Su Chen displayed completely shattered this trace of pride of his. There was no harm without comparison. At this moment, the Holy Lord of the Beast-Taming tribe felt like he was being tortured by thousands of spells. His heart was filled with bitterness. Outside the interworld passage, Su Chen had already started to pick up the shards. Wu Yang and the others also got down from the car and started to dig for the energy stones. Su Chen had arranged for the mechanical soldiers to guard the interworld passage to prevent the beast-taming tribe from sending out more powerhouses. This time, they had killed more than 2,000 people from the beast-taming tribe and mutated beasts. 700 to 800 shards had dropped. The drop rate was quite high. Su Chen's face was filled with smiles as he continued to pick up the shards. As for the Holy Lord of the beast-taming tribe, he did not have the time to care about him. In any case, it was not like the other party could come out. No matter how high his cultivation was or how powerful he was, there was nothing he could do. The sacred lord of the beast-taming clan was in a trance for a while, but he finally came back to his senses. Immediately, he arranged for his subordinates to summon some of the level 5 powerhouses from the clan. Su Chen's talent made him feel a deep fear. He decided to eliminate Su Chen at all costs to prevent future troubles. Because the realm passage had yet to be stabilized, the highest level that could enter and leave was level 5. A level 5 practitioner would never be a match for Su Chen. He knew this very well. He would not stupidly send out a few level 5 cultivators to deal with Su Chen. He wanted to use the human wave tactic and send out 20 level 5 cultivators at once. In his opinion, even if it was 20 to 1, they could still stack Su Chen to death. An hour later, all the fragments had been collected. However, the smile on Su Chen's face never disappeared. The reason was that this time, a purple gold fragment had dropped. As a result, the total number of energy points had reached more than 5,000. Items like the Blade of Consciousness and Xianyuan Divine Sword could now be exchanged. However, considering that he still had the 10,000 lights killing technique, Disillusionment Blaze Feather Divine Dragon, and Time Accelerator, he resisted the urge to exchange for them. After a while, he took out the Universal Oven and started to grill the beast-taming tribe's mount right under the nose of the Sacred Lord of the beast-taming tribe. This undoubtedly made the Sacred Lord of the beast-taming tribe gnash his teeth in anger. He muttered in his heart, "Kid, I'll let you be arrogant for a while. I'll skin you alive later." Chapter 380. The first beast tamer that rushed out was 2 meters tall. His arms were thicker than an adult's thighs. His muscles were bulging and seemed to contain explosive power. Just by looking at his figure, this guy was a lot thicker than Sherdaniu. As soon as this person appeared, he threw a punch at the mechanical soldier. The mechanical soldier was fearless as it raised its sword to meet the attack. A loud bang was heard. However, the mechanical soldier was sent flying by a punch. "Ha! You want to fight me with a mere level 4 puppet? You're overestimating yourself." Kuei Shan laughed wildly, his face full of arrogance. The mechanical soldier quickly got up from the ground and was about to rush up to fight again, but it was stopped by Su Chen. "Captain Wu, you guys go to the car first," Su Chen ordered as he looked at Kuei Shan. His eyes narrowed. He could see that Kuei Shan was a level 5 evolved being. Although the mechanical soldier was only level 4, it had the ability to fight against a level 5 evolved being. The reason why it was defeated was because Kuei Shan's strength was too strong. It was far beyond the limit of a level 5 evolved being. After Wu Yang and the rest got into the car, Su Chen laughed. "Big guy, do you think you can show off in front of me with your strength? You think too much." Hearing this, Kuei Shan's eyes flashed with a cold light, and he exhaled a breath of air through his nostrils. He might not be the strongest among the level 5 evolved humans, but his strength was the strongest. He was not inferior to a level 6 evolved human. He was known as the strongest man among the beast tamers. This was something he had always been proud of. He never thought that the lowly human in front of him dared to mock his strength. This was something he could not tolerate. "Kid, you'll have to pay for your arrogance. Today, I'll show you what true strength is." As soon as he finished speaking, Kuei Shan pounced on Su Chen like a ferocious beast. Along the way, the ground trembled as he stepped on it. Sand and pebbles flew everywhere. Seeing this, the corners of Su Chen's mouth curled slightly, and a trace of disdain appeared. "Die!" Rushing in front of Su Chen, Kuei Shan clenched his big fist and smashed it down. The disdainful expression on Su Chen's face clearly fell into his eyes, causing the fury in his heart to reach its peak. He vowed to kill Su Chen with a single punch to relieve the anger in his heart. Just as the fist was about to hit his face, Su Chen made his move. He gently extended his palm and firmly caught Kuei Shan's fist. His fist, which had been like a hot knife through butter, had completely stopped at this moment. Kuei Shan's jaw dropped, his face filled with confusion. He felt that the scene in front of him was unreal. He was the strongest man in the Imperial Beast clan, and his strength was comparable to a level 6 evolver. Why was he unable to move this weak human in front of him? Was it an illusion? Or was this human's strength far beyond his imagination? Why do I feel like he's not a human, but a majestic, mighty mountain? At this moment, Kuei Shan's heart was in turmoil. He felt extremely small and insignificant. The strength that he had always been proud of was not worth mentioning in front of Su Chen. Competing with Su Chen in strength was like an ant trying to shake a tree. Now you know that you're a frog at the bottom of a well, right? Su Chen's lips curled into a creepy smile. Then, he lifted Kuei Shan with one hand and smashed him on the ground like a dead dog. Chapter 382. There was a loud boom. Kuei Shan's gigantic body was buried deep into the ground. Only his head was left outside. At this moment, his eyes were empty and his face was blank. It was as if he had fallen into a stupor. Su Chen looked down and snorted. Then, under everyone's gaze, he stepped on Kuei Shan's head. Then, a dazzling purple light shone from Kuei Shan's corpse. Su Chen did not pick it up immediately. Instead, he looked at the rest of the beast tamers. When their eyes met Su Chen's, the hearts of the remaining 19 members of the beast tamer clan trembled. Although they were all level 5, their levels were higher than Su Chen's, and they had the advantage in numbers. Logically speaking, they should have been able to crush Su Chen. However, Su Chen's strength was definitely not as simple as level 4. Kuei Shan, who was known as the strongest man in the beast tamers, was killed without even causing a ripple. How terrifying was Su Chen's strength? How powerful would he be? Facing such a strong opponent, the beast tamers had to be cautious. On the other side of the interworld passage, the sacred leader of the beast tamers flew into a rage when he saw his subordinates being intimidated by Su Chen. He roared, "You bunch of idiots, attack together and kill him." The strength that Su Chen displayed made him fearful again. He knew very well that in a one-on-one situation, none of his level 5 subordinates would be a match for him. If he wanted to kill Su Chen, there was only one way, and that was to gang up on him. The group of beast tamers could clearly feel the sacred lord's rage. At this moment, they did not hesitate and rushed towards Su Chen one after another. The 19 level 5 cultivators joined forces and their killing intent soared to the sky. The pressure they gave off was incomparably heavy. Wu Yang and the rest on the intelligent chariot were shocked. Their breathing almost stopped. Could Su Chen continue to be invincible in the face of so many powerhouses? Everyone started to worry. Su Chen was still fearless. Although the other party had the advantage in numbers, he was not someone to be trifled with. The Heavenly Overlord Turtle and the super ancient devouring Vajra Mosquito had not been used yet. However, before that, he had to consider whether his opponent had the qualifications to make him use these 2 trump cards. Just as the beasts were about to reach him, Su Chen grasped the enchanted divine sword, and slowly infused his ice magic into it. Before the saber could be slashed out, an invisible force suddenly came crashing down on him. Level 5 Spirit Reader Master. Su Chen's eyelids jumped. Immediately after, he released his mental power and entangled it with his opponent's mental power. His spiritual power was only at level 4. Logically speaking, he should not be a match for a level 5 spiritual power. However, with the ancient god-fiend body, he had a certain degree of resistance. With the two of them working together, the other party's level 5 mental strength couldn't do anything to him. Level 4 spiritual power. He's also a level 4 spirit reader. Among the beasts, a man suddenly exclaimed. He was a little confused. His level was clearly one level higher than Su Chen. Why couldn't he cause any harm to Su Chen? When the holy leader of the beasts heard this, the corners of his mouth twitched slightly. At this moment, he finally knew that Su Chen Ran was a full-time cultivator, and she had reached level 4 in all of her skills. He couldn't imagine how there could be such a demonic existence in the world. Kill him at all costs, the holy leader of the beasts roared. After knowing that Su Chen was a full-time cultivator, his desire to kill Su Chen became even more urgent. Chapter 383. A member of the Beast Tamer clan wielding a machete charged towards Su Chen from the side and swung his machete across his waist. Su Chen had already sensed it. A purple light flashed beneath his feet, and he disappeared from where he stood. He was as fast as a ghost. He was much faster than a level 5 evolved being. The member of the Beast Tamer clan with the machete missed. His heart skipped a beat. But at this time, Su Chen had already appeared behind him, and the enchanted sword in his hand was raised high. Watch out! The other members of the Beast Tamer clan rushed over to help, but it was too late. There was a slashing sound. Su Chen raised his machete and chopped off the head of the member of the Beast Tamer clan. Ah! Human, you deserve to die. A member of the Beast Tamer clan wielding a giant axe was enraged. He swung the giant axe in his hand towards Su Chen. At the same time, another 4 members of the Beast Tamer clan came from the side. They had already surrounded Su Chen in the middle. Su Chen still did not panic. He swept the enchanted magic saber forward, and the horrible ice attribute cold air swept forward. The 5 members of the Beast Tamer clan who were charging towards Su Chen turned into 5 ice sculptures in an instant. Not only did they lose their ability to move, but their lives were also extinguished. I'll suppress him. You guys hurry up and do it. Seeing Su Chen kill 5 members of the Beast Tamer clan in one move, a hunchbacked member of the Beast Tamer clan shouted. He then raised his hand and shot out a scorching fireball. The remaining members of the Beast Tamer clan were shocked. They rushed towards Su Chen again. They all knew that even if the level 5 fireball technique could not kill Su Chen, it could still make Su Chen panic. They could use this opportunity to kill Su Chen in one fell swoop. Su Chen snorted in the face of the fireball technique flying towards him. His palm glowed with a golden light, and he raised his hand to grab the fireball. What is he trying to do? Su Chen's action stunned all the members of the Beast Tamer clan. Even a level 6 evolver would choose to avoid the might of a level 5 fireball. On the other hand, Su Chen was only a level 4 evolver, yet he chose to fight head-on. Wasn't that just courting death? At the thought of this, all of the Beast Tamers were excited. He seemed to have foreseen the scene where Su Chen was about to be seriously injured by the explosion. However, the scene that appeared in the next moment left them dumbfounded. Su Chen grabbed the fireball with one hand and clenched his fist, causing the fireball to explode. Although the fireball was crushed, the power it released was still not to be underestimated. However, what was inconceivable was that Su Chen was not injured at all. Only some ashes remained on his fingers. What was going on? Was the level 5 fireball a fake? Or was his physical body so strong that he could ignore level 5 spells? The people from the Beast Tamer clan, who had planned to take the opportunity to kill Su Chen, stopped and looked at each other. Su Chen's might completely intimidated them. If he could ignore level 5 spells, wouldn't that make him an unkillable cockroach? If they continued to fight him, wouldn't they be giving up their lives for nothing? A bunch of trash. Su Chen snorted in disdain. Then, his gaze fell on the hunchbacked member of the Beast Tamer clan. He said calmly, "I'll let you have a taste of the real fireball technique." As soon as he finished speaking, he waved his hand, and a fireball the size of a fist shot out. From the looks of it, this fireball was no different from an ordinary level 4 fireball technique. However, the fire magic wave it contained was abnormally terrifying. It had completely surpassed the power of a level 5 fireball technique. It gave people a feeling of fear and trepidation. What level is this fireball technique at? The hunchbacked member of the Beast Tamer clan widened his eyes in shock. Chapter 384. The hunchbacked Beast Tamer seemed to have sensed his impending death. He gritted his teeth and unleashed a fireball of his own. In the blink of an eye, the two fireballs collided. With a loud bang, sparks flew in all directions. The stooped Beast Tamer was sent flying by a scorching wave of air. After landing, half of his body was charred black. A Dharma psychic's physique was only slightly stronger than an ordinary person's. After suffering such a heavy injury, there was no way he could survive. Seeing his subordinates being slaughtered one by one before his eyes, the Holy Lord of the Imperial Beast Tribe roared at the sky, "Human, I will never let you go. Attack, you must kill him." The remaining Beast Tamers were terrified by Su Chen's terrifying strength. But since the Holy Lord had spoken, they could only muster up a bit of courage and continue to charge at Su Chen. Su Chen's bright eyes swept across. Suddenly, a golden light appeared on his wrist. Then, a figure the size of a small mountain appeared in front of him. At this moment, Su Chen summoned the Heavenly Overlord Tortoise. There were still 13 Beast Tamers left. With his strength, he could have killed them all, but it would have taken some time. He might as well use his trump card and end the battle quickly. He could also use this opportunity to test the Heavenly Overlord Tortoise's combat power after leveling up. This is a level 6 mutated beast. The moment the Heavenly Overlord Tortoise appeared, it released its aura without holding back. The Beast Tamers were shocked beyond words. At this moment, they felt a deep sense of helplessness. Su Chen alone was enough to make them unable to fight back. Now that there was another level 6 mutated beast to help them, how could they fight this battle? They would probably be crushed to death in a single blow. "Little Ba, kill them," Su Chen whispered while the Beast Tamers were still in shock. "Yes, Master." The Heavenly Overlord Tortoise raised its head and shot out a water arrow technique. Although the water arrow technique was not as powerful as the other techniques, a level 6 one was much more powerful. The terrifying magical waves contained within almost scared the Beast Tamers out of their wits. "Let's attack together." At the moment of life and death, the Beast Tamers staked everything on a single throw and launched an attack at the water arrow technique. The combined attack of more than a dozen level 5 evolvers was not to be underestimated. They were barely able to block the water arrow technique. Roar! The Heavenly Overlord Tortoise roared furiously. As a level 6 mutated beast, it had its own dignity. Moreover, in front of Su Chen, he had failed to kill a group of level 5 ants in one hit. Where would he put his face? What would Su Chen, the master, think of it? Therefore, no matter what, he had to crush this group of ants in front of him. This time, the Heavenly Overlord Tortoise did not use the water arrow technique. Instead, it rushed to the Beast Tamer clansman and slapped him. As a level 6 mutated beast with a body as large as a small mountain, the strength of this slap was immense. There was a loud bang. The 3 beast masters couldn't dodge in time and were smashed to the ground, smashing into 3 piles of meat paste. F***CK. The level 5 telekinesis master who was the furthest away screamed in fear and turned to flee. The physique of a telekinesis master was weak to begin with. If the giant tortoise caught up to him, he would probably die with just a light touch. Su Chen had been ambushed by this telekinesis master before. How could he let him escape? He raised his hand and a golden light flashed on his wrist. A blood-red mosquito the size of a fist flew out. It was the super-devouring ancient adamantine mosquito. "Xiao Jin, kill that guy," Su Chen said in a low voice as he pointed at the level 5 telekinesis master. Buzz buzz. The super-devouring ancient adamantine mosquito flapped its wings violently and turned into a red flash as it chased after him. Chapter 385. Ah! A scream echoed in the air. The super-devouring ancient adamantine mosquito had pinned the level 5 spirit reader to the ground. It stuck its long needle into his neck and sucked hard, turning him into a pile of dried meat. Chingu has such a powerful mosquito as his spiritual pet. Yang Hao was shocked. Wu Yang and the others were also shocked. Although Su Chen's spiritual pet was only a mosquito, it was powerful. They had all seen it with their own eyes. What a terrifying insect beast. Seeing a mosquito kill a level 5 spirit reader in the blink of an eye, the rest of the beast tamers broke down and fled in all directions. Kill! Su Chen shouted coldly and chased after them. The dark heavenly overlord tortoise, mechanical soldier, and super-devouring ancient adamantine mosquito did not want to be left behind. They followed closely behind Su Chen and joined in the chase. In less than a minute, the rest of the beast tamers were all killed. Seeing his subordinates being slaughtered, the holy lord of the beast tamers on the other side of the interworld passage trembled slightly. He had a complicated expression on his face. A total of 20 level 5 cultivators were killed so easily. Even though he had seen it with his own eyes, he still felt a little dazed. After a long while, the holy lord of the beast tamers recovered from his shock. He gritted his teeth and muttered, "If we don't get rid of this kid, he'll definitely become a threat to all clans." The talent and strength that Su Chen had shown could not even be described as monstrous. He was not even 20 years old, but he was already a level 4 full-time cultivator and an all-elemental psychic master. In addition, he had spells that far exceeded those of the same level, a strong physical body, terrifying secret fist techniques, immeasurable physical strength, and a powerful spiritual pet. These were only what Su Chen had shown. As for whether Su Chen had held back his strength, the holy lord of the beast tamers did not know and did not want to guess. After all, there was a limit to a person's tolerance. Even if his cultivation had reached level 9, it was inevitable. On the other side, Su Chen put the dark sky overlord tortoise and the super ancient devouring Vajra mosquito into the pet breeding space and began to pick up the fragments. They had killed a total of 20 members of the beast tamer clan and obtained 50 fragments. This meant that the higher the level of the foreign race killed, the higher the chance of a fragment dropping. The first fragment that Su Chen picked up was a purple fragment. Picked up, Atlas Incarnation Technique, Fragment *1, 100. The fragment is not full, so it cannot be used. It can be exchanged for energy points. No. After saying that, Su Chen opened the Doomsday Mall and checked the exchange points for Atlas Avatar Technique. When he saw that it was 10,000 energy points, his heart skipped a beat. Something that could be exchanged for points like the ancient god-fiend body naturally wouldn't be that bad. Su Chen was also looking forward to the Atlas shape-shifting technique. However, there were too many things that were waiting to be exchanged, and he didn't know what to choose. So far, he needed to spend 10,000 energy points to exchange for the 10,000 lights 10 shadows killing technique, illusionary blazing feather divine dragon, 5 elements thunder purgatory formation, chaotic sky-splitting sword, and time accelerator. As for the things that required 5,000 energy points, there were even more. Su Chen pondered for a while and decided not to dwell on this matter. Anyway, he had less than 10,000 energy points, and it wouldn't be too late to study it when he had enough. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.